Round one. Fight!
Piece of me? I don't want a piece of you. I want the whole thing.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Tier Ranker Fights. This is episode number 88, and this is, I believe, the fourth part of our animated decade series, and we are on the 2000s tonight. So we're going to be breaking down all the animated movies of the 2000s and giving them a ranking. We'll get to as many as we can in about a 2-hour period. We won't get to all of them, but we'll talk about some of our favorites, maybe a couple stinkers. We'll see, but. Yeah, and this is the only shirt that I had that represented anything from that decade, because the Simpsons movie is in the 2000s. And yeah, I'm your host, Jordan, the movie hero Anderson, and don't mind me. I'll be eating my dinner. I got some chicken and dumplings and a sandwich, so I'll be doing that because we've got to multitask, and that's my life. I'm multitasking 24/7. So, but we'll go ahead and we'll introduce our crew for tonight. We'll start with my co-host Austin Pez Howell. How's it going?
It's all good. Me and Jacob are here to help with some of the co-hosting duties tonight, so you can eat a little bit and just kind of
yeah.
talk. But I don't have anything shirts that represent something unless I'm just wearing the sort of animated Dennis Nedry shirt you sent me from Jurassic Park. So
yeah,
if they did like an animated version of that movie,
so, yeah.
But I got it. But no, it's a good decade, and we're kind of saving the hardest ones for last. This one in the 90s before we get to our championship, so it's going to be pretty tough tonight.
Yeah, it'll be a tough one. So, but we also have joining us the man who put this all together. Basically, is Jacob Barber. How's it going?
It is going. I am happy to be here. Happy to talk some animated movies once again. The 2000s is stacked. I realize I have a lot more blind spots in this decade than I thought, but like of the ones I've seen, like, man, there's some good stuff. So I'm excited to talk about them and maybe get some recommendations on ones I haven't seen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sounds good. And we had to pull some of the people we knew are big time animation fans. So we have Brian Nussbaum. How's it going?
That's the 2000s. Yeah. Emperor's New Groove, baby.
Yeah, the Emperor's New Groove.
I'll see about that.
I'm low key kind of with you. We'll see. Yeah, but we also have joining us. We have Mr. Jashua Diggins. How's it going?
What's going on, guys? It's hard to see it though. It's the VHS of Ice Age.
Oh,
nice.
Yeah.
The tape is not in here, but I kept the case all these years at least.
Nice.
I got some more, like all my DVDs are in like my treasure chest, so it's like I got.
Oh well, it's the thought that counts, Josh.
See,
you know,
that's what I'm
right.
right.
Yeah, we're going to show you the show.
But I'm glad to be here, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and then last but certainly not least, we have Steven Shepard in the house. How's it going?
As muted as always.
Oh,
Yeah.
Of course. Oh,
that's
Steven.
bad.
Oh, that's Steven.
Let's keep a tally.
Just-
I'm keeping a tally.
That's a
That's one.
signature move, so it's all right.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't want any background noise getting in the way. But since I was a last minute addition, there's some that I might have tried to squeeze in, but I just didn't have the time. But I've seen most. Maybe not most, but I've seen a lot. So
Yeah.
You had like
All right.
45 minutes, Steven. What are you talking
Nice.
about?
Yeah. It's enough for at least like
You
Like,
could have got almost
watch
one
a-
in.
You could have got
watch
almost-
a quarter of 3 movies.
I
Yeah.
almost was gonna give that Titanic animated movie that you posted on Facebook
I
Watch.
have a bunch of clips of it today.
Oh,
I
we'll get
just
to that real quick. Don't
Yeah.
worry.
We'll dispense with that quick. Yeah.
Uh,
But yeah, well, Austin, do you want to
Yeah.
explain how it's going to work tonight?
Yeah, so it's tier ranker fights. So in just a second, our tier master tonight, Jacob Barber, will bring up our tier list as he's doing right now, and we've got all the various tiers. We've got S for superior, which is the cream of the crop, the best of the best. We'll be looking to put 10 in that S tier when it's all said and done tonight, and then right under it we've got letter grades like in school, A, B, C, D, F, and not seen category. We will say that we need at least 3D qualified votes to get it up into the tier out of the panel. So, if not enough people have seen it, it kind of goes into the not seen category. But we got a pool of movies to choose from that Jacob has put together from the 2000s, as we said. So we'll go up and down the ladder. Everybody will get a chance to nominate a film when it's your turn to talk about. Tell us what tier you'd like to put it in and why, and a quick reason why. And we'll go around the panel and let everybody else chime in on what tier they believe it belongs in, if they agree or disagree, and where they would put it. And we'll kind of come to a consensus vote on each one. I've got my handy dandy tier chart. I'll be keeping track of all the votes, which comes in handy when we do our actual rankings of like the S tier when we get to the end, and some of our honorable mentions. So we'll look to have 10 in the S tier and 3 honorable mentions from our A tier that we will put in the poll for the Schmodown Friends and Family group. And the top 10 from tonight, whatever does make that top 10, will join the other top 10s from our other decades we've done here in this animated series. So whatever we get tonight, whatever we get for the next episode, which will be in the 90s, and then we'll have our championship, where we'll have 50 movies in the championship to pick from, and we'll have to come up with the best of the best 10 of 50 in that one. So we'll get there when we get there, but tonight we'll be just looking at the 2000s. But yeah, it's going to be a tough decade.
Be a tricky one.
We'll see what happens. But yeah, once we get things started here, we'll start at the bottom with Steven. But yeah, other than that, that's kind of how it'll work. As you can see, as Jacob scrolls on down, we got all our posters here. You can pick whatever you want when it's your turn, and we'll get to as many as we can in about, well, like you said, about 2 hours. Then we'll wrap it up with a Hail Mary sort of last chance round. I'll explain a little bit more about how that works when we get there. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on the clock, and we'll do that, get it going.
All right. Yeah, that sounds good. And we always start at the bottom of the ladder. So, Steven, you'll be first to nominate one. So go for it. What do you want to nominate first?
I will go with not only is it my favorite Pixar movie, it might actually be my favorite animated movie of all time, Up.
Make me go all the way
Okay.
down.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yes.
There it is, right there. Balloons. All right. Well, where are you putting in the watch, Steven?
Oh, it's possibly my favorite animated movie of all time, so of course it's an
About
S.
C?
Yeah.
Yeah. So about C tier. Okay, sounds good. All right.
All right, there we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Just gotta roll the balloon.
Everyone goes on about the first 10 minutes, but I think the whole movie is fantastic. Not just the first 10 minutes, which obviously is a highlight of the movie. It's very emotional, obviously. But I think it's just a great adventure film, a great buddy film, great surrogate father-son story, a movie about, a guy going on one last adventure. It's very funny. It's exciting. Michael Giacchino's score is incredible. So I love everything about this movie. I don't think it's what a lot of people say that the first 10 minutes are great, and then the rest isn't quite as good. I disagree. I think the whole movie is a 10, not just the first 10 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. Sounds good. Well, Joshua, where would you rank Up?
For me, B. Yeah, I am one of those people that is like Steven described. I mean, it's first 10 minutes I will give it are Hall of Fame worthy, but the rest of the movie is just not that it's not great. You know, it's good, but it's just like I think there are better movies on the list overall, like through and through the full runtime. Um, I like the movie. I just don't think it's like S tier.
Okay.
But I would say
Yeah.
around like a B for me.
Okay.
Yeah, sounds good. Brian, what do you think about?
Yep. For me, the first 10 minutes S tier. The rest of the movie, I would say B tier as well. It's good characters, but not that well memorable 2000s for me. So B tier.
Yeah. Jacob, what do you say?
Don't kill me, Steven.
I'm right in the middle here. I'm agreeing that those first 10 minutes, absolute S tier. If we were just basing it off that, I think it's number one because it's incredible. But the rest of the movie, I still think is really good. I'm not going all the way down to a B. I'll go with an A because I do think it is really solid. But for me, like it just doesn't get to that level again of those first 10 minutes. I do think it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of cool like creature designs. The whole makeshift grandpa grandson sort of relationship is really cool. And maybe that's what's bumping it up for me is because like I never had that sort of relationship with my grandpa because he passed when I was really young. And so it was kind of cool to see. And like I was like, hey, I want that. But I'm 19 now. 19 at the time this to out, and I'm not going to get that. But it's cool to see on screen, and I can sort of think of what a relationship with my grandpa would have been like. Not to this extent, obviously, but it's really cool to see. So I'll go with an A for Up.
Yeah, sounds good. Austin.
Yeah, I'm kind of in line with Jacob, and with a lot of that thing. Yeah, the first 10 minutes tells a better story than a lot of movies tell in 90 minutes. Like I think everybody agrees on that. And it's an amazing, little kind of mini story. I'm just not as interested when we get away from that. I think it's still good to where like there's some good character work. I think it's still pretty entertaining. I'm not as interested in the story once we move on from that. And I still think the animation is gorgeous and it deserves a lot of the praise that it gets. But I have like 3 other Pixar movies from this decade that I would have way higher than Up. So I would go with an A tier.
Yeah, for Up. Pixar killed it in the 2000s.
No, they had
Oh my God, yeah.
great year. They really hit their stride, and I think it was still when every one of their movies I think was an event movie. So they definitely had
All
that
originals as well.
Yeah. It was always a murderer's row. Like they just
sure.
God damn, yeah.
Mhm.
It's like the MCU and Pixar films.
Yep.
Exactly. That's a good I like that version.
Yeah.
Yep. And I'm just gonna shout out Sarah. She's gotta be in with all the girlfriend talk there, but I told her I would shout her out. So hey, Sarah, what's up? I'm kind of with you guys too. I'm probably about an A. Those first 10 minutes, like there's something pretty special. But then I just don't think that ever gets back there. And I do think that they're still really really solid. But yeah, I got to give it an A overall.
Yeah, an S, 3 A's, and 2 B's will be kind of A tier. Might be an honorable mention territory when we get to the end of the show.
Yeah.
We shall see.
If it's not, that just shows how strong this decade is.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We've had stuff get bumped up at the last minute before, though, so don't stray.
Wait until we get to one Pixar movie that I'm going to have a hot take on.
Here.
Ooh.
All right.
I am not ready to talk about Wall-E yet.
That's actually kind of the movie
That's Hall of Fame right there.
Yeah. Well,
All right, Josh. What movie you want
next,
to talk about? Yeah.
For me, I'm gonna do it because it's there. There's 2 of them, but I'm gonna have to go with this one right here. Spirit Stallion of the Cimarron to me is one of the greatest animated movies ever made. One of the best that DreamWorks have ever done. One of the first actual animated movies to tell a whole story with little to no dialogue and still feel emotional as hell. Bryan Adams and Hans Zimmer teamed up on the score and soundtrack, and it's just legendary. It was nominated for Best Animated Feature, but lost to another movie that involved the spirit, Spirited Away. But like just Matt Damon's narration, the animation still holds up. It's a movie that has inspired a lot of my life personally. Actually got me into songwriting and writing in general. Just from the storytelling, like I said, the soundtrack and just the characters, you know, like you're who would think that you would get such an emotional attachment to this horse that is going on this, that's taken from his home and then is just trying to find his way back, falls in love, meets one of the Native Americans who befriends him, and their friendship is just so, it's one of the best friendships ever. It's very slept on to me. Like when you bring it up in conversations and people are like, oh yeah, that like it's one of those. And it's always been a classic to me. I love Spirit. It's one of their best, hands down.
Yeah, sounds good. Well, Brian, what do you say about Spirit?
Yeah, this is one I haven't seen. I tried finding on streaming. I couldn't find anywhere to watch for it, so I haven't seen it.
I could have sworn that it was Disney, but I guess not.
I think it's on Peacock now, I believe.
It's not available in Canada for Peacock for me, so.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, because here in America it's on Peacock and Netflix. So
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I got it on DVD.
Yeah.
Yep. well, then we'll go to Jacob. What do you say about Spirit?
Yeah, I really enjoy this movie. If you remember back when I did a movie from each year that I've been alive that I just wanted to highlight and showcase. This was my pick for I believe it was 2002.
2002, yep.
So yeah, this was my pick because I'm not quite at the level of Josh in my love for it, but which I think is really cool that you connect to this movie that way. But I do think, yeah, what you said about like the story and the narration, I completely agree with. I'm not quite at an S level because I haven't gone back to it in a while, but I would put this at like a really high A.
Yeah,
should definitely revisit it.
Yeah, I need to. I wanted to, but time got away.
I got you.
Yeah. Well, Austin, tell us what you think about horse movies.
So, I was gonna say we have this thing I've discovered over last week. One of the other shows we did where I was looking over this list of horse movies trying to decide if there was any one that I liked. Like not about people riding on horses. I just mean like where the horse is like the main character, like a horse movie. And like
you didn't like War Horse?
No, I was like, no, I don't like War Horse.
Horse Whisperer.
I don't like. Well, here's the thing about the Horse Whisperer.
Did a whole thing about that.
So we've been talking about the Horse Whisperer. It's been a running gag because Malcolm brought it up in one of his favorite movies thing. That movie's 2 hours and 49 minutes.
It wasn't Malcolm. It was
or whoever it was.
Yeah, it was added in because I love the movie. Actually, I think it was in my top 128.
Oh, was it? Yeah. No, we had a whole running gag where I was finding all these movies that the Horse Whisperer is longer than.
Yeah.
And I was like, why is it longer than Avengers Infinity War? Why is it longer than Interstellar? 2001: A Space Odyssey. Why is it longer than all these movies? There's got to be a reason. But no. Needless to say, I haven't seen Spirit still in the Cimarron. No, because I don't know something about horse movies. I don't care. It is what it is. But I haven't seen it, so I can't vote against it. I just haven't seen it.
It'll revolutionize you.
I'm sure it will. Yeah. You know what? There's a pretty low bar for horse movies right now, so that would be a pretty easy bar to clear.
Yeah.
It'll jump right over that bar.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I see what you did there. Racing stripes.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, like for me, I'm very lukewarm when it comes to horse movies. I mean, Spirit. Like the one thing that I do love is the score. The score for this movie is phenomenal. Like I already talked on a previous episode that when I was a missionary for my church for 2 years, we were not really supposed to listen to like just like contemporary music off the radio and like anything that's popular, any of that stuff. And so we could listen to movie scores. So we had Spirit. We listened to that thing all day. Like that thing's awesome. And so I do appreciate it for that, but I just don't really connect to it really any more than that. I mean, my mom, she grew up with horses, and we did board horses for a little bit when I was a kid, but I've really only ridden a horse about 10 times in my life, so it's probably more than a lot of people, I guess. But
I'm jealous. I've only ridden
yeah.
one once.
Yeah. So, but for me, I would probably put it in a C tier for me, just kind of middle of the road for me. So
See, at least I didn't bring it down.
Yeah, right.
Oh my God.
yeah. Well,
I'm not
Steven?
breaking hearts over here. Jesus.
Sorry.
Wow.
What do you think, Steven?
So I haven't seen it since it was in theaters, but I liked it, but it didn't strike me as especially memorable and not something that I, ever went back to. So for me, I'd probably give it a B, put it in the B tier.
Yeah.
Okay,
do
so
we
we
have?
got a S, A, B, C, probably low A. We'll be generous with when we've got to kind of cross it, we'll give it a little leeway to the person who nominated it for S tier. So we'll give it a little leeway, but it might end up being like low A. So
Yeah.
all right. Well, let's go to Brian.
Stay there, Spirit.
Do it. And Robin 138, that's for new group, baby. S tier.
Yeah.
This
The
is
Emperor's
one of
New
my-
Groove.
This is a film I go back to a lot. Great voice work by Eartha Kitt, Patrick Warburton. One of the best, I would say, best Disney animated film of the 2000s for me, because 2000 was a good year for Disney animation. You get great line like, "Is that my voice? Is that my voice? Oh well, you threw up my groove.
Yeah.
Sorry, sir, we talked Emperor's Groove. Sorry, full level. All the great lines. Very watchability, and you get Tom Jones singing the opening theme song. I gotta go S tier for Emperor's Groove.
Yeah. Sounds good. Jacob, what do you think of Emperor's New Groove?
If we were doing just Disney movies, S tier, no problem. But in adding in all these other studios, it's not one that I'm going back to as often. I do think there's some funny moments. I think some of the dialogue is good. But it's just I think it's a really good animated movie from Disney. I'd probably go a high B, low A. I'll go a low A and be nice to Brian.
All right. Well, Austin, what do you say?
So yeah, I rewatched this yesterday because I had not seen it in 23 years because I didn't grow up with this movie like a lot of people did. So I saw it once and I have not seen it since then. And I knew it was going to come up tonight, so popped it on Disney Plus. I liked Patrick Warburton. I thought he was really damn funny. I thought the animation was pretty decent. All the voice acting is pretty good. Having said that, I don't get it. I don't think this thing's S tier. I can't put it up in the same thing that I'm gonna put like The Incredibles later. I can't. Like this doesn't have the same thing for me. I was rooting against David Spade the entire damn time. Like I was ready for them to kill him. I'm ready for them to kill. Like, am I supposed to be rooting for the villains here? Because I am. I'm rooting for Eartha Kitt, like to just murder him. Like I'm just done with this guy. I don't see what the plight is. Why any?
There's a cocky guy that's full of himself, and then his heart slowly softens.
But here's the thing:
Yeah.
I don't buy his redemption at the end because the entire movie, 90% of the movie, he's like, "Fuck you, John Goodman! Like I'm gonna put a pool on your house, and even though you just saved me 3 times, I'm still gonna do it." And then like all of a sudden at the end, he like switches and is like, "Okay, I'll just be modest." Like I don't buy it for a second. Like for a second, and I think he's ready to still demolish his house at the end. It's fine. I don't get it. I gotta go C tier.
Do you buy it more because Sting is in the movie?
No.
Damn.
No, if it's not Steve Borton Sting, then no.
Yeah, well, for me, like I'm a huge fan of the Emperor's New Groove. I did grow up with this, and man, I just love all the music in it. Like the like Perfect World by Tom Jones is great. And then of course you have a Sting song in it too. My funny friend,
Me.
Yeah, and yeah, like I just have so much fun. I remember, like, especially when I first watched it, I been laughing from beginning to end. Like I think that it's a great voice casting. I'm a huge Patrick Warburton fan. Like I'll watch him do voices anywhere. He has a great voice for these voiceover roles. And then David Spade. This is one of the few roles that like really works for me. For David Spade, I mean that and Tommy Boy, but I don't really care about too many of his other movies. And then John Goodman's fun. Eartha Kitt, I think that's pretty great casting. And like there's just so many funny lines of just like when you have Kronk talking to squirrels or like talking about his spinach puffs and just like yeah, like yeah, it just works really well for me. And I have the big the like 2-disc collector's edition DVD that first came out and but I don't save the DVD cases. I have all my DVDs in binders, which I kind of wish that would have saved some, but just makes it easier to just make it more portable, and I can bring them with me when I go places. So, but yeah, I love the Emperor's New Groove. I want to fight for it, so let's go S tier for Emperor's New Groove.
Wow. All right.
Yeah. So, Steven, what do you think for Emperor's New Groove?
If I had time to watch something before tonight, it probably would have been this, mostly because I know, since this has been on previous tournament fights, I know that people here seem to love this movie, but sadly, I have not seen it.
Well, Sarah in the chat, she's with me. Emperor's New Groove is her favorite movie of all time, so she loves it.
I would watch a compilation of Patrick Warburton's moments in this movie because he's already damn fun. Like a lot of his like non sequitur cuts where they just cut back to him and he's just like doing double dutch like jump rope and shit. But I mean, like all of his stuff is funny. Like I'll give you that, but like he's like the best thing about the movie, and I hated like almost everything else.
I would give Kronk an F tier as a character.
Why is Eartha Kitt supposed to be the villain?
Yeah, she's Yzma.
Why is she a villain?
Because
why is she a villain? She wants to kill him.
And he's a fucking prick who wants to destroy all these people's houses.
I mean, which is they are both.
Become the queen.
The whole movie, I'm like, I'm with her. Kill this asshole. Like, who's a dictator and he's screwing with people. And John Goodman rides all the way to this place and like doesn't even tell him what he's going to do to this thing and sends him back and to tell him he's going to demolish his shit anyway. Like, fuck him.
I think you're
expecting I've never seen Austin get this animated over an animated movie.
Yeah, I love it. It's just a lighthearted animated movie
again and tell me
to worry about their motives or anything.
Who's with it? Well, I'm sorry if I want some motive. There's movies on here that have motives. like that's why I can't put it in S tier because there's movies on here that give a shit about their story. Like
sure.
I'm just saying. Like,
yeah. Well,
shots fired.
Yeah.
We'll see what Josh, what do you think?
I listen. Squeaking McSqueaker squeaking. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, Emperor's New Groove is one of the funniest movies to me I've ever freaking seen. Like, and it's one of the best casted voice casts ever. But I do agree that as much as I enjoy and love the movie, the story can be a bit lacking, and especially in comparison to some of these other movies on this list. I would say I freaking love that Sting song. I actually sang that song to a friend of mine when I made a mistake. I was like, please forgive me. Here's a song for you. So,
nice.
God, I mean, I would have to say, honestly, it kind of pains me to say it. I'd probably have to put it around, I'd say high B. I would say a high B. Yeah. Like, and it's funny how you said what you said about David Spade movies, because the only other one that popped, what's the one with him in the car? Is that Tommy Boy?
Yeah.
Yeah, it probably is. Yeah.
Okay, it was that one. Then I was thinking about Racing Stripes again. See, second time the horse came up.
Racing Stripes was like a mosquito or something.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So high B for me. I'd be
I think this is
Well-
one of those things where when you watch it as an adult, you see a whole different perspective. And like F David Spade in this movie, like it's very, I don't see why all these people conspiring against him are wrong to take down a dictator who's like abusing his power against everybody in the movie. You know what I mean? Like I'm with them. Like I'm totally with their plight. Like
And you're right. The redemption was rather quick.
yeah.
If they kind of fleshed that out a bit more,
Mhm.
then all right. But
I mean, the
it just seemed like it
movie's
was so sudden.
The movie's 75 minutes. You tell me we
Also
can push that
true.
out a little bit more.
If
Like,
that's true. I mean, if they could, if they wanted to make it longer, but because originally it was supposed to be called
Kingdom of the Sun.
Kingdom of the Sun, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think like Yzma was actually very different. She was like this witch or something in that original
And she had her
version.
song.
Yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm.
Let's wait until we get to the 90s, though, because how you feel about the Emperor's New Groove, Austin, that's kind of how I am about Hercules. People have this love for Hercules.
I don't
kinda
love
like-
Hercules.
I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hercules is good, but I don't like.
I don't
Yeah.
like
I don't think that's as unpopular anymore as it used to be.
I like Hercules. I love I will go the distance song.
Absolutely, every version of
That's
it.
good music, yeah.
Song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's gonna land about A. Is
Yeah.
that about right?
Yeah, above Spirit, but yeah, something like that.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll go to Jacob. You're up next.
Should we do it, Jacob? Let's talk about it.
It's time.
It's time.
It's time. So I'm going to
Holy
stop
shit!
sharing this screen.
Yes,
for a
we're gonna watch a clip real quick. Yeah,
Oh,
we're gonna
right.
watch
It's
something.
lit.
Yep.
Stop
This
sharing
is
this
the rapid
one.
secrets.
Yeah, we're gonna watch something real quick. Yeah.
I am going to share a different screen.
They put on a movie that I would like, wouldn't even consider watching.
I want you guys. So this is called Titanic: The Legend Goes On.
Oh, I see
This
this.
is an American version or American cut of an Italian animated movie about the Titanic. So I want you to keep in mind, for context of the scene, that this is taking place supposedly in 1912 when the Titanic sailed. Keep that in mind during this clip. Just
Okay.
put it out there.
Let me know if I have to adjust the volume. Okay.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm looking for.
If it hadn't been for you, I would be now in someone else's digestion.
You know, there's something you should know, so I'm gonna tell you so. Don't sweat it, forget
It's
it,
party
enjoy
time.
the show. Working all day, now it's time to unwind. Kick
Brett?
back, relax, take a load off your mind. I'll be busting the moves and I'll be busting the rhymes.
Whoa.
We'll be busting up laughing cause it's party time. Everybody's feeling fine cause it's party time. Party time, it's party time. Everybody's feeling fine cause it's party time. Party
Party
time,
time,
party
party
time.
time.
Everybody's feeling fine cause it's party time. Party time, party time. Everybody's feeling fine cause it's party time. Party time, everybody's feeling fine cause it's party time. Just leave your troubles at the door, leave your worries
Oh, yeah, you thought it was over,
Rest
didn't
up to me, you're gonna
Oh,
like
yeah.
what you find. I'll be
It's
busting
opening,
your
though.
moves and I'll be busting your rhymes.
Whoa.
We'll be busting up laughing cause it's party time. Party time, it's party time. Everybody's feeling fine cause it's party time. Party time, party time. Everybody's feeling fine cause it's party time. Party time, party time. Everybody's feeling fine.
I
Yeah, that's enough.
So is it set in the 90s or what?
No,
This is in 1912. They didn't even know about hip hop then.
Yeah, this
right.
is set-
That's what we're
this
saying.
is set during the voyage of the Titanic, the one that sunk, that Titanic, 1912. Yeah.
This looks
Wow.
like it
And-
looked
and
like
he's-
Oliver and Company just went
he's-
back in time.
He's dressed like he's about
Yeah.
to join the Toon Squad. Yeah.
He is, yeah.
Well, real quick. Not only is he dressed like he should be in the Toon Squad, the start of this movie mixes the Titanic with Cinderella, Sherlock Holmes, and 101 Dalmatians in the worst
And
way.
Good
don't forget an American Tale side plot with a group of
Yeah.
mice.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Mexican Vice.
It's
Yeah.
a mixture of human characters, animal characters. Pretty sure there's at least 83 characters introduced in this
Yes.
movie.
Yes.
And that's not an exaggeration.
No.
I used to think the Emoji Movie was the worst animated movie
this
I've
is the
ever
worst
seen.
movie ever made.
Yeah. Worse than the Emoji Movie? Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Oh
Worse
yeah.
than
It's a terrible movie.
This makes the Emoji Movie look like Oscar-winning fucking animated movie. Yeah, from like
Wow.
Pixar. Yeah,
All right.
it's horrendous. There are 100 subplots in this movie because they didn't know which one to be the main plot because there is no main plot. None of them get resolved. This movie is one of those also cases where the credits roll at 56 minutes, but the credits last for 12 minutes. So just to make it to 70. There are weird music cues, all these supposed comedy is just random characters falling on their bottom.
Slow motion animation at some points. Like, why?
Yeah, there's women with giant boobs in this movie because it's Italian, like Jessica Rabbit style. There's like creepy pervy characters. But every scene there's horrific editing. There's no transition from scene to scene. It's just things happening, and then the Titanic sinks within about 5 minutes. Within 5 minutes they hit the iceberg and they're on the lifeboats out in the ocean. Like it's that quick, and it's awful.
I have gone on record as saying Son of the Mask is my least favorite movie of all time. I hate that. I think it is dog water. I would watch that 10 times before I would watch this again.
Yeah, this is horrific. It's on YouTube if you ever are morbidly curious, because that rapping dog is 11 minutes in. So if you can make it past that, then
we're introduced to 57 characters by the 5-minute mark.
Yeah, we're introduced to all of them. Yeah, there's Speedy Gonzalez, like mariachi mice. There's Dalmatian dogs. There's the henchman from 101 Dalmatians. There's evil stepmother and evil stepsisters from Cinderella.
They do it big in Italy, I guess.
Yeah, it's
With
awful.
big cast.
Yeah, so Jacob and I agreed to both watch this. I don't care if y'all have seen it. We're putting it in an F tier, and we don't care.
Yeah,
what
in there whether
no, it's
or
fine.
not.
I'm gonna say like
That's
this time
okay.
I'll
That's
allow
good.
it.
Yeah,
Which is why we showed the clip, because now you guys can agree with us.
Is that the same one with the octopus, like with a dog mouth ear or something, or that different one?
I don't think so.
I don't remember an octopus.
There's 2 other Titanic animated movies, by the way. Yeah, out there. Yeah, I don't know why this is like a subgenre, but yeah, it's awful. It's awful.
Weird.
Yeah.
Well, we just leave it in the F tier. That's fine.
That's good.
This movie makes Ed look like
Ed.
high art. Yeah.
This movie makes me think Eddie Murphy should get an Oscar for Norbit.
Yeah.
For any role in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, F tier for that one. No, Titanic, whatever.
The legend goes on. The legend shouldn't have gone on.
Yeah.
No.
Legend goes on.
It's not a legend. It happened.
Yeah, it's not a legend.
Like what are you talking about? It's an event. It's not a legend. It's not Zeus.
When it says like the legend goes on, you think it'd be what would happen after they hit the iceberg.
Oh, we don't find out because
this is what I thought.
Yeah, we don't find out any of that. No, that's not the movie.
Like a rescue boat comes and now they're on a new boat or something.
Nope.
I don't know. But well,
those lifeboats are pretty big. I'm pretty sure there's room for Jack.
Yeah. Well, Austin, I guess you're up.
Yeah, I'll go with the movie that's in my top 128 that I think just blew me away when I saw it. I thought it was, probably the best version of this type of movie since The Karate Kid. I thought it was great voice performances, great animation. I gotta go Kung Fu Panda for S tier. Because Kung Fu Panda freaking rules. Yeah. This movie is awesome. Yeah, great Jack Black. I mean, we're talking about Jack Black right now with Super Mario, but man, Poe is where it's at. Great comedic performance. But what makes this movie stand above everything else is the fight scenes are excellent. Like the choreography is excellent. Master Shifu's Dustin Hoffman's performance is great. He's a great mentor, able to use sort of Poe's love of different things, like food, and turn it into training. The training montages are very good. The chemistry between the Furious Five is a lot of fun. Ian McShane as Tai Lung in a phenomenal prison break sequence in the middle of the movie where he breaks out of the prison is great. I mean, there's just tremendous fights, tremendous action, really good, legitimately funny comedy. A movie that just breezes along, and I think is super, super entertaining. And it's one that's creeped up into my top favorite movies of all time. I think this is a great, great movie. So I'm gonna go S tier for Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah, like I think I'm pretty much with you. I'm not going to say that the Kung Fu Panda is my favorite movie on this list, but I will say S tier because it is great. Like it's a lot of fun to watch. There's things that if you watch it with kids, there's things for kids, there's things for adults, there's things for the whole family to enjoy. And yeah, they have great fight scenes. They get some at least a few decent Asian voice cast, like Jackie Chan and Lucy Liu and James Hong in there, and then you throw in some other people that are fun with Jack Black and like Dustin Hoffman, Seth Rogen. So yeah, and Angelina Jolie, I'll throw her out too. And so yeah, it's one that I go back to all the time. Like I can't remember. I thought I maybe heard something that they're doing like some other like another sequel maybe.
Yeah, number 4, I believe.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm like feeling like we need another fourth one, but I'll watch it. So
yeah, I think the sequels are good, but they're a little diminished compared to the first one. But but I still think I still think they're good. I just don't think they're as good as the first one. Just me personally.
I also go see it. Sure.
It's a good series. I don't like Kung Fu Panda 2 or 3 as much as the first one. I just think the first one's the highest. Like that's just it. But,
the first one has the skadoosh scene, and it also the scene where he's shoveling in all the dumplings, all that stuff. So it's fun. So yeah, we'll go S tier. So, Steven, what do you think for Kung Fu Panda?
For some reason, I always thought this was the DreamWorks.
It is.
It is.
Oh, it is? Oh, I just looked it up and I thought it said Paramount.
No.
Well, Paramount was the owners of DreamWorks at the time.
Okay. Yeah, this this is one that I certainly enjoyed it, and I Dustin Hoffman, is especially great, among the voice cast. He's just awesome in these, but I'm not as in love with it as I guess you guys are, but I still enjoyed it. I would give it like a B.
Yeah, sounds good. Josh, what do you think for Kung Fu Panda?
Oh man, that's S tier. Actually, wait. You know what? Hold on.
All default.
I'm gonna say high A.
Sure.
A. I do love the first one, but to me, the best one out of all of them is the second one. I know it's 2011, but Jesus Christ, like that one is legit. I'm gonna do a whole video on that one at some point. But no, I love the voice cast. That's also one of the best voice casts ever assembled. Ian McShane's Tai Long just set the bar and started off the series correctly, and it just seemed like with each movie they just got even not better and better, but they always hit a high bar when they got their their villain voice cast. The voice for their villain, it just always works for them. Love the story. I remember when it first came out, I thought it was like when the trailer came out, it just looked so silly. Mm-hmm. But then when you go into it, and then the martial arts and the story, and just like the themes, and like Master Oogway, my God, if he had a book before he died, I need to read it. Like right now. The peach tree. Just everything. There's so many lessons to take away from Kung Fu Panda, and it came out around the time that Avatar: The Last Airbender was ending, so it was kind of like that was a very pristine time to gain that good wisdom, just from both. But yeah, high A for me. Love Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah, sounds good. Well, and also Sarah, she's a big Kung Fu Panda fan, and big Jack Black fan. So, but Brian, what do you think?
I agree with S tier for Kung Fu Panda. I enjoyed it for a lot. Love the voice cast. Jack Black was perfect to play Poe. This is actually my third favorite DreamWorks movie of all time. So S tier.
Yeah, sounds good. Jacob, what do you think?
I am in agreement on the S tier for Kung Fu Panda. And I would like to go on record as saying I think Master Shifu is also an S tier movie Mentor.
Mentor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mentor
if
Tournament will be interesting.
if that's ever a list, Master Chief who doesn't make the S tier, I will complain in the comment section when you put the poll up. I think this movie is a lot of fun. And yeah, I love Jack Black too. I think he kills it in just about anything he does because he seems to like to have fun in his roles, and I think it comes across on screen or in a voice performance like this. I mean, I think it absolutely comes through in Super Mario too, and I think I think he's incredible. I've also been compared to Jack Black. I don't know why, but every time I get that, it's definitely like the biggest compliment. So I will take it every single time. Or it's because we have the same belly size. I don't know. But as far as Kung Fu Panda, I'm gonna go S tier. I think.
Yeah. Well, it'll be our first one in the S to stay there. So
yeah. All right, Jordan.
Nice. So I got to go with one that's going to be a big surprise to everyone. And I promise you, I'm still me. I haven't been switched out with like an evil person from another dimension or like some crazy. But you never thought that you would hear me say this, but I watched the movie for the first time and I freaking loved it. And I never thought that I would be saying this, but I got to go with the Fantastic Mr. Fox. That is an S. Amazing. I freaking loved it. And I'm not a Wes Anderson fan. Like, I can't stand
what
other movies. I hate all Wes Anderson.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
Oh, he's just like very pretentious, very artsy. Everything's at a right angle with weird colors. And
it's amazing. He's amazing.
Yeah, yeah. But the Fantastic Mr. Fox, though, George Clooney, man, he needs to do more voice acting because he kills it in this role. And there's just some fun things when they're trying to sneak in to steal whatever they're trying to steal from these farmers. There's different things. There's vegetables. There's the
squab, the apple cider.
Yeah, there's all chicken. That stuff, and and then Jason Schwartzman, he's great as I think he's a cousin or a nephew of Fox or something. Then you have Meryl Streep as his wife, as George Clooney's wife. Bill Murray playing a badger, and then Willem Dafoe playing the rat. I think for me it just works so well. There's so many funny things. I found myself laughing out loud so many times watching this, and I was shocked. I went in with really low expectations, thinking, "Oh my gosh, another pretentious Wes Anderson movie that I just got to roll my eyes at." And I actually really, really enjoyed it. And for me, it's the only movie from Wes Anderson that I really enjoyed this much. I kind of like the Royal Tenenbaums. I actually watched that this last week for the first time, and that was okay. But Fantastic Mr. Fox, even if you're not a Wes Anderson fan, for anyone even for you, Austin, I'd say still give it a shot, because if you're a George Clooney fan, he's peak George Clooney in this, he is, and so yeah, I gotta say S tier for Fantastic Mr. Fox.
The cuss you off. Are you cussing with me?
yeah, right. Yeah, and then all the scenes where they're digging, they have to go deeper and deeper, and then they have something really nice, and then they have to run and they lose all their stuff again. And then at the end when they steal everything, they go in there and we took everything. Oh man, I was just dying laughing. So yeah, but Steven, what do you think for Fantastic Mr. Fox?
Well, I am generally a Wes Anderson fan. The only one of his that I hated was The Life Aquatic. But sadly, I have not seen this movie.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll see if enough people have seen it. Josh, what do you think?
Love this movie. S tier, automatic.
Yeah.
Score was great. Bogus Bunsen Bean. One fat, one short, one lean. Yeah, love that. The songs, the characters, everything you said, Jordan, is absolutely right. I remember, I think I was in 6th grade when this came out, and I didn't get a chance to watch it when it first came out. And then I finally bought it on DVD some years. I think it was in high school, and I sat down and I watched it, and I'm like, this is the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've always been a big Wes Anderson fan. I love Moonrise Kingdom. I love this. I love Isle of Dogs. Still got more in his library to explore. But I just love how I just love his style. George Clooney was just he was an animal in this, man. Pun intended. Yeah,
They're wild animals, like
exactly.
You know when they meet that like rabid dog and he has rabies and he's like going crazy on him.
Yeah, no, it's like, and then that final sequence, it's just epic. Like it's you're seeing him about to go save his nephew, loses his tail. It's just a whole lot that's going on. They got pine cones that are like grenades and all. It's great.
Yeah.
I love that movie. That's another one I watch like once a year, specifically around like the fall. But yeah, I watch that one every year. So S tier for me. I love that movie.
Yeah. Sounds good. Brian, what do you think for Fantastic Mr. Fox?
Yeah, this is another one I haven't seen it. Again, I tried to watch Fireplace to watch it. Couldn't find it on TV anywhere, so I haven't seen this one.
Disney Plus.
Also, Disney Plus, okay.
Or
Here in the States, I watched it on HBO Max.
Wait,
Oh wow.
Is this a Fox movie and that's why it's on Disney Plus?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
It is a Fox. It's funny how you said it is a Fox movie. That's why it's on Disney Plus. It also has a Fox.
Okay.
That's great.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I just was surprised when you said that it's on Disney Plus.
Well, sometimes Disney Plus in other countries has goofy shit on it.
Yeah.
They have like
Malcolm and Richie talk about how Disney Plus they have like The Rock with Nick Cage and like all kinds of crazy stuff like True Lies. Like we'll be on like Disney Plus. It's weird. Yeah.
Wow.
Like, they have all kinds of weird stuff. Yeah.
They have aliens in like other countries on.
Yeah,
on
here we
Disney
have
Plus
like
and
the
all
whole
that, yeah.
series.
It's really weird.
Here.
aliens.
Yeah, but Jacob, what do you think?
Yeah, performances like Jack Black in Kung Fu Panda and George Clooney in Fantastic Mr. Fox are why I wish voice performances would get recognized at the Academy Awards because I deserve it.
Yeah, I mean, what's his name from Up? I think is
Ed
it
Asner?
Yeah, Ed Asner.
Yeah, I think I think there's a case to be made for just about every year that there's good performances all around in animated movies, and I think George Clooney is no exception. I'm absolutely going to go with S tier as well for all the reasons stated. I think this movie is great, and I just think it'd be funny to get a Wes Anderson movie in the S tier with Jordan on the panel.
Yeah, right. Because I made it.
Judy Goodman for the 80s and earlier. Now we have Wes Anderson.
Yeah, well, I kept no secrets. Like I made it publicly. How I can't stand Wes Anderson, but this one just broke the mold. But have you seen it, Austin?
No.
Yeah.
I can't stand Wes Anderson either, so no.
Oh my gosh.
well, it might surprise you. Like,
Well,
you never know.
Why didn't you text me and tell me to watch it? I would have watched it.
It's only like an hour and a half. It's only 90 minutes.
That you
So.
would. I thought you'd be like, nah.
It's right
I
up your alley.
probably would have if you would have told me that, but you didn't tell me that. You kept your secrets, and then I didn't watch it.
Well, just think of the most awesome George Clooney movie you've ever seen. Like he gives that
Up
level
in the
of
air from
performance.
2009, the same year.
Ocean's 11.
Yeah, he gives that level of
Oh,
performance.
yeah, George Clooney
in
had
an
a great
animated movie. It's
2009.
freaking great. So yeah. So did you check it out? If it makes the championship, then you can watch it for that.
So I'm on Disney Plus now, and it doesn't look like it's on there. But you know what is a different animated movie? I believe that Wes Anderson did Isle of Dogs.
That's a great one.
Oh, really?
Oh,
That's a really good one too. Yeah.
I haven't seen Isle of Dogs yet, but after seeing this, it makes me kind of more curious.
Yeah,
about it.
I mean, if you like this one, I think you like that one.
Yeah.
But 3 S tiers, right? Austin?
It's still
So-
3. Yeah, we had only 3 votes, but 3 S tiers, so it'll skirt in there. Just there you go.
Yeah.
All right,
Just
then it's
barely
back to Steven.
Yeah, back to
Yeah.
Okay, I'm generally not really a big fan of stop motion animation, but one that when it initially came out in theaters, I liked it, but it has really grown on me over the years, and now I actually do love it. Would be Coraline.
Yes.
Nice. Would you rank it?
I would put it in S tier for sure.
Yeah.
I think it's I love it's kind of dark and creepy, but it's also funny and once again the voice cast is great. I mean, who knew Terry Hatcher could be kind of creepy?
Yeah, it's true.
So yeah, S tier for Coraline for me.
Yeah. Well, Josh, what do you think? About Coraline.
Coraline's. Oh boy. I'm not gonna say S tier, but it did the job of what it was supposed to do, and it creeped me the hell out. The mom, especially when she reaches full form. Oh my god,
The other mother.
the other
Yeah.
mother. She. Oh god, it's so. I hate that button eye universe. God.
Yeah.
I will be fair. No, it is a really great movie. I wouldn't be. I'd put it in A. For me, it's not one that I would just like constantly revisit, but I can respect what they did in the story and the animation. I actually thought it was a Tim Burton movie for the longest time, but I think he was an executive producer on it.
That's the same thing with every Henry Selick movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The man doesn't get any respect. It all goes to Tim Burton.
Crazy.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, I'll be fair. Definitely, I will give it an A. I'll give it an A.
Yeah. Brian, what do you think?
This is for me an S tier. Great use of stop motion, great horror elements, great voice work as well. Dakota Fanning was great as Caroline. I believe it's Keith David who voiced the cat in the film.
Yep.
If I'm mistaken.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
he was great. Another great performance for Keith David. He two great performances that year with that versus the Frog. Great.
Yeah.
I was giving S tier for me. Creeped me out very much.
Yeah. Sounds good. Jacob, what would you say for Coraline?
Oh, this is one of the easiest S tiers for me. This is a top 5 from the decade for me. I absolutely love this movie. I think this is one of the creepiest animated movies that's out there, if not the creepiest. I watch this every October, but even not during October, I can put it on. I love stop motion. I think stop motion is like one of my favorite forms of animation. I think it is phenomenal. I don't think it gets much better than in this movie. I think this is top notch. Like if we were talking just stop motion, I think this would be my number one. The voice cast is great. Just some of the imagery is like I said, creepy is I think the best way to describe this movie. But it's creepy in all the best ways possible. I'm absolutely going S tier for Coraline.
Yeah, sounds good. Austin, what do you think?
Yeah, no, I actually popped this on fairly recently because I showed Jacob. They put all those new 4K steelbooks, and like this thing is gorgeous, and they put out all those. I got that Kubo and Two Strings, and some of those movies, and and so I put it on just to see how the 4K looked, and I ended up watching the whole movie. Because it was good, and the imagery. It's one of those Leica's one of those studios and stop motion in general. I've gone back and just appreciated more as an adult because you just appreciate the art in it and how much it takes to kind of make those movies. And this might be like kind of the top level of like the peak of what you could do with it, pretty much. And Henry Selick, man, the man doesn't get enough credit, for making his movies because this and Nightmare Before Christmas, all the credit seems to go to Tim Burton, even though Henry Selick's the man who put it all together. So it's high time we give him some respect. And put
Wait, Tim Burton didn't direct Nightmare Before Christmas?
No,
he just
what?
No,
I've been lied to my whole life. That's
I know.
crazy.
Yeah.
It's called Tim Burton's A Nightmare Before Christmas.
But
Like
it's just
on the
produced it.
Blu-ray I have it's
Yeah,
Tim
Tim
Burton's A
Burton.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah.
That's messed up. It should be Henry Selick's.
It's a good
Nightmare Before Christmas.
trivia
Yeah,
fact
it
for you.
really should be.
Did Selleck do Corpse Bride, or was that actually Tim
Tim
Burton?
That
That
was
was
actually
Tim
Tim
Burton.
Burton. That was actually Tim Burton. Yes.
And Tim
No,
Burton.
Although who
Tim Burton
knows?
actually
Maybe-
did Corpse Bride and Frankenweenie. Yes.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
shout out to Wendell and Wild from last year. It was a pretty decent.
Well, it's funny though.
from that.
Henry Selick, I looked him up when he dived into live action. Like he did a little bit of live action in James and the Giant Peach, which he also did. But he also did his one fully live action movie, Monkey Bone, with Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
Remember that movie?
Monkey Bone.
He
Yeah.
directed that movie. So
That was kind of
maybe
like a
mixed
guilty
results on
pleasure
that
for me.
one, but yeah.
Yeah.
But if you notice the art direction too, by the way, the most recent Little Nightmares video games, or like he has something to do with that as well, which is why they kind of have a similar.
Oh, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Okay.
They look a lot like
Yeah.
Coraline, so that's why like you could tell like he has a hand in that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think of all the Henry Selick and even Tim Burton animated movies, like Coraline's probably the one I like the best. Yeah, this movie's great. When she goes into the kind of flip side world, it's like really, really cool. There's really cool imagery and the story's really written well. It's got great animation style, great music. Like it's really creepy. And yeah, I still haven't seen Wendell and Wild yet, so that's one I want to check out soon. But yeah, Coraline's great, so I'll give it an S tier.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
it's at the top right now, Jacob, with 5 and a 1. So
Woo!
there you go.
Yeah.
I will enjoy it while it lasts.
Yeah, we'll see.
Coraline. All right.
All
Well,
right.
we're back to Josh. So, what do you want to nominate next?
Oh boy. Since you took my fantastic Mr. Fox, I was gonna be my next one.
Yeah.
There's so many I just want to say. But okay, I'm gonna do this right now. I gotta get this off my chest. Surf's Up is S tier.
Ooh. Okay.
Oh my god. Just like it is it's so unique in the fact that it chose the mockumentary style of how the movie went down. Cody's story from how he got from Antarctica to becoming, one of the pro surfers and meeting his idol. It's kind of like one of those, never meet your heroes, but eventually learning that sometimes you have to, even when you step away, you should always look after the next generation when your time is past. In Big Z's eyes, I love the whole ESPN bit that they had going. It was like PS, like Penguin Sports Network, and just everything. They just had so many hilarious moments, start to finish. Shia LaBeouf was phenomenal as Cody Maverick. I think that, and this may sound controversial, kind of like how we said George Clooney's Mr. Fox or Jack Black is Poe. Like Shia LaBeouf is Cody. That's it right there.
Yeah.
I love this movie start to finish. It's another one I watch like once or twice a year. I remember the first time I saw it, it was just on a whim, and it was at my godmother's house. Yeah, it was on a whim, and she had it on DVD, and I just popped it in, and I literally only watched that the whole weekend. Could not stop. I love Surf's Up, man. Holds a special place in my heart. Yeah, that's tier for me.
Yeah. Sounds good. Brian, what do you think for Surf's Up?
I mean, it does feature Jordan's favorite actor, John Heater, in it as one of the characters.
I'm a big John Heater fan because of Napoleon. I live in Idaho, so.
Yeah, I'm going to give it S tier. I'll give it more of a D tier. It's very forgettable.
Wow.
Outside the few like Cody and Chicken Joe, that else memorable about it. So D tier.
Oh
Yeah.
man!
Wow.
Wow! Not even the sea urchin, man. Oh
Yeah.
Not that memorable for me.
Yeah. Well, Jacob, what do you think?
Not one of the movies I was expecting to be brought up for the S tier, but you know what? I love it. I think this movie is great. I think the mockumentary style, I think it works. Shia LaBeouf's voice performance, all the surfing scenes, I think it's great. So you know what? S tier.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Oh. All right. Well, Austin.
Bro, I'm 37 years old. You think I've seen this movie? Listen.
It's a lot better than the WWE sequel they did.
Listen,
Oh
bro,
god, that was horrible.
let me tell you this. This came out in 2007, right? I just looked it up.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, I had started becoming a cinephile like a few years earlier. Like I was into like Tarantino movies around this time, bro, and watching like animated movies. Like I want to watch like kids movies this time, man. Like so, anything I've seen, either I've just owned or like was recommended to me or something. But you know what? I'll order a Blu-ray that has a double Blu-ray with this in open season. I'll order it for $9. Sure, why not? Watch it.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was like a mockumentary thing. That sounds kind of
Oh
cool.
yeah,
It's really interesting. It's really
That's
cool.
actually kind of cool, yeah. And the fact that I saw that Kelly Slater actually does a voice in it, so that's cool.
Mm-hmm. And they actually got pro surfers to be some of the commentators in it too.
Right.
Yeah.
So I've never heard anybody really talk about it. So like I just never got around to it. Yeah.
Well, I hate to be another downer, but like I'm almost kind of along the lines of Brian, almost like just because it doesn't really do anything for me. Like I think it's just very forgettable. Like for me also, and like I do like John Heater, but he's just playing like a weird chicken, and it just doesn't really do anything for me. I think it's actually kind of
He's high the whole
if you
time.
ask me. Yeah, it just I don't know. It just really doesn't
a
work.
weird guy in Napoleon
But-
Dynamite.
Yeah, but that for me it actually works. The like quirkiness in it, but this is just weird. I don't know, but I'll be generous and I'll say C, and that's being generous for me. So I'll go C. So, because I originally had it at a D, but I'm gonna.
If I
I'll
had
say
known
C.
this movie was going to come up amongst everything else on this list, I might have watched it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This movie of
So-
all movies, I saw it. I was like, oh yeah, that's that surf movie, whatever.
Yeah, it's
But,
one that I thought might have been, mentioned in the Hail
Yeah.
Mary round, maybe, but
Yeah.
not.
yeah,
But
Yeah.
I'm glad it did.
sure.
Jake, welcome to the
Steven.
family, my friend.
What do you think?
So I haven't seen it, and honestly, it wouldn't have been on my radar to watch either, just because I've never heard anyone really say anything great about it.
You need to get better friends.
You do.
Yeah. Well, we have two S's and a C and a D. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
Put her on the B.
yeah, it's probably the first one for the B tier. Unfortunately, yeah,
Yeah.
it's
cool.
yeah, we're going to strike it down. But hey, it's I have a recommendation now. I'll check it out. Yeah.
The B tier needs something. So.
Yeah, but not good stuff.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah. For my pick, I'm gonna go with
Brian.
my favorite DreamWorks sequel. I'll go with Shrek 2 for the S tier.
Oh yeah.
This is a sequel that surpassed the original. You get Ninja Puss in Boots. You get the Fairy Godmother, great villain. You get even the whole you have a hero sequence, which is a great, fantastic third act part with.
Get you pumped when he's finally going back
yes.
to save the princess. Yeah.
Even you get the Muffin Man making Mongo, the Big Giant Cookie, and even get Shrek and the Human, Donkey and the Horse, and it's surpassed the original S tier.
Yeah. Sounds good. Jacob, what do you think for Shrek 2?
No, I don't know if I'm in the camp of Shrek 2 over Shrek, but that's not going to stop me from also putting this one in the S tier because I think both the first and the second are phenomenal movies. I think fantastic voice cast. Great continuation of the story. Great introduction to new characters. I just love the fairy tale world that they live in, and if we're going back for a Shrek 5, then I hope they do it right. If not, I always have Shrek and Shrek 2 to go back to, and I'll second the S tier for Shrek 2.
Yeah, that sounds good. Austin, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm in the camp that I think Shrek 2 is probably the best of the series overall. Good new characters. You got Julie Andrews as the mom, which is a lot of fun, and the introduction of Puss in Boots is good, and but that's not taking any shade again away from the original. Like, I mean, the original is great too, but I just think it kind of improved on a lot of things. It was even funnier than the first one, and I'd go S tier for Shrek 2. I think it's the best of the series.
Yeah, I'm right there with you guys. I think that Shrek 2 is the best of the series. Yeah, so I'm going to say S tier. I think that it's a lot of fun, like a steed. She called me a steed. Like, it just has some like really fun moments, and that they had some great new characters because you also have John Cleese playing the king. You even have Larry King in there as an ugly stepsister for a quick minute that makes me laugh.
Yep.
And
Julianne.
and
Jennifer
Saunders.
Saunders.
Jennifer Saunders. Yeah, and that scene where going to save the princess, like I said, that what they're doing, holding up for a hero, is like one of my like favorite moments from almost any animated movie. Like, you really get pumped up for that, and then every time that I hear that played in other movies, I'm like they just stole that from Shrek 2. Like they play it like
They played Holding Out for a Hero in like 3 movies recently.
Yeah, Shazam.
Yeah, they played
Mario.
it in the Tetris movie recently.
It's in Tetris, Shazam, and wasn't it in Mario too?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
The train
It's
sequence.
in 3 movies. Yeah,
Yeah, it's in 3 movies. Yeah,
recently.
It's like,
it's weird.
But Shrek 2 did it the best, so let's go S tier. Yeah. But Steven, what do you think for Shrek 2?
So I wouldn't say it's better than the first, but I'd say it's probably about on par. And I'd put it in the A tier.
Yeah, and it's funny. Like you look at the voice of the gingerbread man. Like a big kind of burly looking guy with a beard, but he does this like really high pitched voice for the gingerbread man. It's kind of funny. Conrad Vernon is his name, but Josh, what do you think for Shrek 2?
Shrek 2 is the best sequel of that trilogy or that universe, and then Puss in Boots 2 came out. But
Yeah,
that is freaking no, it's great. No, I love Shrek 2. I agree with Jake. The first two should be in S tier. Shrek 2 soundtrack slaps. Characters are great. One of the funniest moments is like when there's Pinocchio, Gingy, and the pigs and the mice are at Shrek's house watching, and they're like tonight on Cops as they're flipping through the channels, and then you just see the whole chase sequence. Somebody pulls a bag of catnip off a puss, like that's not mine. And you got Donkey shouting police brutality, like it's just crazy. I'm like, oh my god, it's great. No,
they wear ladies' underwear.
Oh yeah. Wearing ladies' underwear.
Yeah, no, I love Shrek 2. This is definitely up on S tier, man.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, it's the same as
Might be at the
Coraline
top.
right now, so we might have to do some voting later. We'll see. All
Yeah.
All right. We'll get there when we get there. But
Yeah.
Jacob.
Go to Jacob.
All right, I'm going to bring up a good movie this time.
Okay.
And one that I need in the S tier.
Well, you don't want to bring up Shark Tale, right? Is that what it is?
I like
Yeah.
Shark Tale a lot, actually.
Don Lino.
No, I'm gonna go. I'm going.
Movie. He's in.
Yeah.
I'm going with one of my favorite animated movies of all time. Period. One of my favorite movies of all time. Period. I'm going with The Incredibles. To this day, the best Fantastic Four movie that we have gotten. The way they're able to balance like the superhero and the family, storylines together, I think is incredible. I think the voice casting is good. The villains got like really good motivation, and you actually understand why he's doing what he's doing. Why Syndrome, wants this revenge. Because of what how Mr. Incredible acted, when he was younger, and I think it all works. Yeah, I think it's a great, movie about family, but in a fun way with these superheroes. So I think The Incredibles is S tier.
Yeah, sounds good. Austin.
No, I agree. I think this movie is like maybe peak Pixar. Like this thing is easily one of the best things they've ever done. And yeah, it's one of the greatest superhero movies ever. Period. Like not even just animated movies. One of the best superhero movies. Great family dynamic, great villain, great side characters. Sam Jackson's Frozone is awesome. Like just even the little things there. Great score. The kind of jazzy sort of score they throw in there is a lot of fun. But yeah, just good action sequences, like which is what you wouldn't think Pixar would be really known for, especially around this time. But like it all works. Even the montages where he's trimming down and doing the secret missions are a lot of fun. And what's her name? Plastic Girl. She got some cake on her. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a reason why people keep watching this movie. There's a reason.
Yeah.
And I always have a thing for what's her name, Holly Hunter, who does the voice anyway. So Incredibles is S tier, man. 100%.
Yeah, when I was younger, I watched it because it was a superhero movie, and now
you watch it for
I'm
a
older.
different
I watch.
So he wants them cheeks.
Yeah, cheeks. She got them childbearing hips, baby pop right out.
Sweet as apple pie.
She's animated, guys.
Yeah. This is a brainer for S tier. I mean, this is peak Pixar, and I think that it's great, and the cast really works super well. At Craig T. Nelson, Holly Hunter, like we said, Samuel L. Jackson, and then even having Jason Lee, the voice of Syndrome, and then also the the Edna Mode character I really relate with. She looks at
Capes, no capes, no
Nope.
capes.
yeah,
No capes.
yeah.
Voiced by the director, actually. Brad Bird voiced her.
Yeah, Brad Bird.
Yeah, voiced by Brad Bird, but like based off of the actress from Kindergarten Cop who plays the principal. Where it's like, like you punch him in the face. How did it feel to punch that guy in the face or whatever? so yeah, I forget that actress's name, but like that's a
Linda
spitting
Hunt.
image.
Yeah, Linda Hunt. Yeah, kind of based
Yeah, Linda Hunt. Yeah. So yeah, and like people waited for the sequel. We got a sequel 14 years later, and if you ask people what movie they'd most want to see a sequel to, I'd say it probably like 85-90%. Like everybody would always say that. Like The Incredibles, when are we getting an Incredibles sequel? When's it going to happen? And they should have done it a lot sooner, but I guess they wanted to perfect it, or
They
like I don't know.
also should have done a
hold up
time
was.
jump with the characters, but that's a whole nother issue.
That would have, yeah.
Yeah, I don't like the fact that it picks up. That's a whole other thing for another day. But
Well,
that's the rant I have about that movie. Yeah.
But for me, if they would have done a sequel right away, I'd be okay with them.
Right away, that's fine, but you don't wait 14 years.
Yeah, if you wait 14 years, then you kind of got to do a time.
And all the characters sound 14 years older. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But I do like what they did with it. I mean, it's not quite as good as the original, but I do like Incredibles too. But yeah, it'll be S tier for the first Incredibles. Steven? What do you think?
Yeah, I actually really like the sequel a lot. But
yeah, me too.
But for this one, I enjoy. It's highly enjoyable. I would go. I don't quite go S tier, but it would be.
Oh, little Debbie Downer, Steven on this episode. Jesus.
But I think
You're the guy. Anyone else?
It's better than Up. Come on, Steven. This movie's better than Up.
Solid.
Come on.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, Josh, what do you think?
No, this is definitely an F. I'm kidding. Jeez. Nah, so I agree, S tier. I also agree with Austin. It's a rant for another day. I do have to say this real quick though. If they did that time jump, I think the movie would have been centered around like Jack and the kids a whole lot more.
Yes.
Seeing how they are with their powers. I would have loved to have seen that.
Yes.
Maybe like they actually have to. It could still be about them saving their parents.
Yeah.
But like just exploring how they are with their
Yes, instead they just did the same story as the first one with the wife. Like, you know what I mean? It's the same thing.
You know,
like,
exactly.
I wish do the time jump, put him in like college or something. Put Jack, make Jack like 8-9 years old, a little older, you know, something like that. And yeah, have them working together, save the kids. I think it would have been better. Just
great.
I hear what you're saying, but I would need that flashback to where Jack's fighting the raccoon. I need that to stay in the movie.
That is fair. Yes, that would keep that flashback. Absolutely.
Flashback, I'm fine with that. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. No, I love The Incredibles. Yeah. It's one of those movies that you know they stick in your mind. You could literally just play it in your mind and then watch the whole thing again. I know I really do want to go back and just watch the whole thing all the way through.
Jake and I are going to watch the whole thing again because we're going to be talking about it in 2 weeks.
That's dope. Yeah.
Because I pulled my Blu-ray out. I got to watch it again in another week or so.
Nice.
I got into a debate with somebody the other day about Syndrome. And they were like, they said he was so whiny. But I'm like, nah, man. I mean, I wouldn't even say whiny. I feel like that's strong. But it's like he definitely... there was an impression that was left on him when he first met his hero and was rejected, and it just was like it festered in him for years. And then when he finally got the chance, and the strategy and how he found him and plotted it out and like killing all these different heroes just to get to him, if that is not Thanos level, I don't know what is.
Dude,
that right.
He's a smart villain. He's not a stupid villain, which is why it's interesting to watch even as an adult, like to watch his intelligence in that movie. Yeah, his backstory and his intelligence in that movie. He's using his brains, you know, the technology. You know what I'm saying? Like, not he doesn't have powers, but he's using that tech. I like it. You know? Yeah.
Oh, and that what was it called? The what's that machine he had?
Omnidroid.
Yes, the Omnidroid. Love that. Yeah. I even had the game on Game Boy SP.
Yeah, the game. I remember that. Video game.
I wish I had it on like PlayStation or something. Maybe I'm pretty sure the game probably would have been better because on Game Boy it just seemed like the same 2 or 3 levels over and over again. They just kept advancing in how hard they were. But yeah, no, S tier.
But yeah, Brian.
Honey, where's my super suit? Well, where's my super suit? S tier Incredibles. Great
Yeah,
score, great voice cast. I'm surprised that GTO didn't win the Oscar for the scores. It's one of the best official scores I've listened to. So I'll give it S tier.
Yeah.
yeah, and the fact that they released that scene with Jack fighting the raccoon before the movie came out as like a marketing thing, I thought that was great marketing to just release that scene. Like, so that worked for me. So
Do you remember when they used to do when they were promoting the movie? How I forgot what movie I was what it like premiered in front of, but they had the short where you just saw Mr. Incredible like looking at all of his
Teaser
previous
trailer?
posters. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I don't. It. What movie was it? I don't know, but I remember when they were doing the promotional campaign for it. I was young as hell though, but it was just like, oh, this is going to be good. Like, yeah,
yep,
yeah.
you knew it. So, but Austin, you're up. So
All right,
what
let's
do you
talk
want?
about it because I want to hear Jordan. I want to hear Jordan's eye roll. Let's go.
Okay.
Wally, S tier, 100%.
1,000%.
Hear it?
1,000%.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, all right.
It's like the best I can do for an
So
audible eye roll.
Wally has brilliant character development and storytelling with zero dialogue for 40 minutes. It is incredible world building, is incredible character building. You know the character of Wally without him saying a word, just seeing his environment, seeing the things he's collecting, seeing the movies he's watching Hello Dolly of all things from the 60s. He has a friendship with a cockroach, for God's sakes, that you care about. You care about this cockroach that he's with, and then his attempts to woo Eve and their communication, again, not even really speaking to each other verbally, just everything through body language communication. And then when you even get to the spaceship with the people, it's a great commentary, sort of like Idiocracy, on just these fat, lazy, bone dense people that just have no skeletons left and just blobs of goo, and in their chairs with their movies and their milkshakes and everything. And I think it's still really good, really smart, really witty, and just gorgeous to look at, man. I just got the Criterion 4K of this thing, and man, this thing is beautiful to watch. Just the way the landscapes are shot and everything, excellent all around. This movie, I saw it in IMAX when it came out, blew me away. Thought it was great. So while Incredible still may be like my number one of that decade, Wally's not far behind it. So S tier for Wally.
Yeah. Now, do they have other Criterion for Pixar?
No, it's the first one. So they started doing this brand new deal where, they already had a 4K of Wall-E like on the Disney thing, but it's Criterion's first Pixar offering. So I just had to check it out. It's really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
To see what the next one would be.
I'm hoping they do even outside of Pixar, just some classic like Disney stuff, even going back older, like older.
Yeah, cool.
I'd love to see like a Criterion Mary Poppins or something like that. I think that'd be awesome.
Ooh,
things like that. In 4K, I think it'd be great. Things like that. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so like, it's not that I really dislike this movie. It's just that like I fell asleep watching it, like because there's not a lot happening. You just rolling around finding junk and like a giant like trash, like the whole planet's trash. So he's like a scavenger just finding junk, but there's not really any dialogue, and it's just like, and then like
that's the point. But okay.
But I think it gets even worse when they get to the space station. It's just boring, and like I don't really get what they're even trying to go for. It just kind of doesn't really do a lot for me. But I do understand that that's very stunning to look at, and Wall-E is a cute little character, but like, I just wish they would have done a little more. Like maybe even throw like a human character in there at some point on Earth with him. Like he runs into some human or someone that can talk. Maybe even make Wall-E talk. I don't know. I don't know what you would do to make it more. I'm not sure if those were even good ideas or not. But like I just know that like it just kind of put me to sleep. But that's not going to drag it down too much because I compare it to everything else on the list, and like I do have it ranked higher than most things on this list. So I'll still say A for it. That's still an A for me. So yeah. But Steven?
If they were going to talk, you should have said Johnny Five is alive, since he looks kind of like the robot in Short Circuit.
I think that's
Yeah.
I think that's intentional. It's kind of a nod to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, yes, the animation is gorgeous, but I just thought it was kind of boring. And then I thought the second half is kind of ham-fisted and heavy-handed.
Yeah.
I want to be generous, but I can't go above a C.
What?
Oh.
Whoa.
I'm gonna quit this goddamn stream. What the hell's going on?
He has a rank lower than me. And like people know me to not be a Wall-E fan. I was on ranking with Malcolm, and we did. I think it was best animated movies of the 2000s, and people nominated Wall-E, and we did not say yes. We said no.
Wow.
But
yeah, but Hoodwinked made
Minds.
it. That's
yeah,
right.
Hoodwinked.
better.
Yes,
That's
let's
fine.
go.
Hoodwinked
That
is
is
better than Wall-E.
insane.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Hoodwinked is
Come
awesome. Like you'll hear me talk about it in a minute. But Josh, what do you think?
Josh.
Oh, me? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Wall-E is S tier. That I don't even know why this is a fight. Okay.
Yeah, so you muted yourself, Josh.
I don't know what's going on with my mic, man. It's just can you hear me now?
Oh,
Yeah, you're good.
yeah.
Okay, here we go. Cool. So Wall-E had so many themes in it that just straight up tell so many truths about humanity and where we could possibly be heading. Maybe, I don't know, 40, 50 years possibly. Who knows? I love the character for the same reason I love Spirit, the same reason I love Wall-E. Storytelling that you don't even need a lot of dialogue for, and you can just kind of show what a character's going through and you get it instantly. I think it just sets you above the rest. Love the music in it. There's this one particular scene where he's just like reaching out for the stars and he's on the side of the ship. I'm like, that's just like, it makes your heart melt. It's wonderful. And then him, Eve, and was it like the HAL 3000 knockoff? You know, I love Wall-E. It's actually the first Pixar movie in my young life before Coco came out. It was the first Pixar movie that actually had me in tears because I thought at the end when he shut down, I was like, oh no, turn back on. Turn back on.
Tell me you don't get emotional when Eve like goes into her plant mode when she finds the plant and he's like just trying to like snap her out of it. He's like holding an umbrella.
Oh yeah, no, yeah,
with
man.
rain, and he's just like he's so like sad and like lonely. Like when she shuts off, waiting for the rescue shit. Like, come on, how do you not get into that? That's great.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Exactly, man.
Yeah.
The whole movie, just start to finish, is phenomenal. I love Wall-E. S tier, man.
Yeah. Well, Brian, what do you think about Wall-E?
I'm not the biggest fan of Wall-E either. I'll give it a C.
Oh my, what the?
Not as good as you guys think. I'm telling you.
Overrated, very much so. So C tier.
Austin, we can have a party about it, man. They're not invited.
All right,
Yeah.
let's do it.
You guys-
We're
you guys can do a
all
watch along
Jacob can come
after
too,
the
because I'm
stream.
pretty sure he'll put it in S tier. We can all do one show about it and forget all these movies out to the pasture. It's okay. I know it's no Surf's Up, but you know it'll be fine. It's fine. I get it.
Oh my
God. Yeah. Well, Jacob, what do you think?
I'm sad. S tier.
Yeah.
Thank you,
I
Jim.
don't want to talk about it anymore though. It's just making me sad. All these votes.
Yeah. People don't appreciate character development and cinema and just I know it's not David Spade fucking falling all over himself. I'm sorry. my bad. You know, it's not a llama and squirrels and shit, but it's all right. It's fine.
No, that's actually funny and entertaining.
Exactly.
Compared to-
Adorable.
Yeah, and the quotable. Yeah, I don't quote a single line from Wall-E because there are no damn lines from Wall-E.
You don't need to. That's the point. But whatever.
Eva, that's the only thing you quote. Eva. It's like, okay.
12 Angry Men is a great movie. I don't quote lines from that.
Yeah.
No,
It doesn't have to be quotable.
Yeah, I don't quote all the lines from Schindler's List, but it's still a great movie.
Wow! Oh my God!
Well, I quote lines like I could have saved one more. Yeah. All right, so it's me
now,
next.
Jordan Garfield
Should we-
Hoodwink.
Should we bring it up, Jordan? It's right here.
Well,
Ugh.
not yet, but
Oh,
because I
oh,
wanna bring it
oh,
first.
wait, you afraid? Are you afraid, Jordan? Go ahead. Come on, bring it up. Bring it up. Go ahead.
Well,
Go ahead.
I'm gonna,
You
I'll bring it up
argued for it
eventually.
you argued for it on Malcolm's show. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, but let me pick what I want to pick. How about that?
I did.
You know, like how about on my turn I pick what I want? Because I want to go with the one that they actually have a quote here, and I got my shirt on. So you guys know that Spider Pig does whatever a Spider Pig does, and I'm gonna go with the Simpsons movie because I'm a huge Simpsons fan. I want to at least get that on there. Look, I love Hoodwink, but there's a couple other movies I gotta talk about. And yeah, like I think this movie is great. Like I think that it's like peak Simpsons. Like you could tell that they took all their A-team writers and put them on the movie, and they took them off the series because the series really dipped during this. But like I still think that current Simpsons, I'll stand up for it. I think that it's gotten back to form, but it did have a little lull. But I think that it's a great story with the whole dome thing. You got Homer like literally caught between a rock and a hard place, and then going back and forth, getting hit by a fork, and like doing all that. There's like some like really good scenes where like they're like think the power's gone out, but then they like Mo realizes that in his bar that someone just turned the lights out and like stole all of his booze, and he's just sitting there like all depressed because like Mo's the like perpetual like depressed like on the verge of suicide guy, and so yeah, like I think that there's a lot of like really hilarious stuff, and like all defend Simpsons all day, so it's an S tier for me. Steven, what do you think?
I mean, I would say that the movie is the equivalent of a good episode of The Simpsons, not necessarily a great episode.
No.
You know, to me, it's not like, when you guys do the 90s, I hope it might not happen just because the 90s is stacked, but I would love if the South Park movie wound up on the
I'll
top.
go for that one.
Maybe. Yeah.
But the Simpsons like movie, like I said, it's a pretty good but not amazing episode of the show. So I would go for A tier.
Yeah. Well, Josh, what do you think about the Simpsons movie?
I'm gonna be honest. Growing up, I would catch episodes of The Simpsons, but I wasn't like a faithful watcher. And so when the movie came out, it was kind of like, oh, okay. And I've seen bits and pieces of it, so really can't comment or speculate. The only thing I can say is that in comparison to some of these others, and specifically Wally, you put this S tier. This is next to Wally. I mean, Wally.
Better than Wally.
Why? What?
It's better than Wally, yeah.
Oh my god! No.
Way better.
Arrest him. But
This is how far my fandom goes. Like I have myself as a Simpsons character framed in a photo. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm a Simpsons fan. But where'd you rank it, Josh?
We'll just say I haven't seen. Like I've
Okay. Oh yeah.
That's
right.
Put it that way. Yeah, because I have to watch it all the way through just to be able to at least form it up.
Yeah. Well, Brian, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm going to give it an S tier. It's a great great film version of the TV show. You get a great score with Hans Zimmer with the whole. You get Bart naked skateboarding. You see how he becomes more of Ned Flanders as with Homer for Bart, and it's good. It's good. Feature length movie of the series, so I'll give it an S tier. It'll be good to see a TV show movie based on the S tier.
And also too, like some of the like intro stuff. You have Green Day doing the theme song, and they're actually animated into the movie. Then you have the like let's all go to the lobby scene with like Homer like chasing after the candy bars trying to eat them. It's pretty good. So, but Jacob, what do you think?
Yeah, so around the like early 2010s is when I stopped watching The Simpsons. I was a pretty big fan growing up. Played the games. I think Hit and Run is still my favorite. Simpsons game. But yeah, so when the movie was announced, I was pretty excited for it. But to me, it feels like an extended episode. Like if I could watch this in 3 parts, I don't have to watch this, as a movie. I could watch this in 3 parts. Do like an episode here and there and be fine. I think it's good. I think it's got some funny stuff to it. I think Spider Pig is pretty memorable. I still sing that song.
Yeah.
So that part's pretty great. But yeah, it's not one that I'm going back to very often. If I want to watch The Simpsons, I'll probably just turn on an episode before I turn on the movie. But that's not taken away from the movie. I still think it's good. I still think it's entertaining, but it's like a high B for me.
Yeah. Well, Austin, what do you think?
Not the biggest Simpsons fan. I didn't grow up watching it. I've only caught it here and there. I enjoy Simpsons Land at Universal Studios. That's fun.
Yeah.
But, what?
I was just going to say, when I was in Orlando a few years ago for the Schmodown live event, I went to Universal's Night of Horror and was able to go on the Krusty ride. Yeah, and it's a lot of fun.
That's fun. Yeah,
It is, yeah.
No, I like Krusty Land. It's fun. But yeah, I remember I saw this opening night with a bunch of friends. We had a good time, but I've never gone back to it since. I've never had the inkling to. So it's fine. C tier.
Well, C tier. Okay.
Yeah.
Well. Somewhere there's a picture of me and Austin with Marge Simpson, and then Austin got to see it because we went there together to see me like a little kid just like freaking out in Simpson Land when I take pictures with like every prop in the whole land.
Every statue, every prop, everything.
Everything
it mows,
awesome.
everything.
Yeah, everything it mows. The like Krusty Burger, all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
But
2 S's, ABC, so kind of maybe low A. We'll see.
Around that Spirit.
Yeah, Spirit area, something like that.
Yeah. So
right.
we're back down to Steven.
All right, so we got about 30 more minutes till we hit the Hail Mary. So if we go fairly quickly, everybody can get another pick in. So regular pick in before we get to the Hail Mary last chance round. Okay. So yeah.
All right.
What do
you
get?
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Okay. That F tier is kind of lonely, so I'll go with a movie that I don't know if you guys.
There ain't nothing as bad as Titanic, so whatever you're thinking.
But
there is.
Please say what I think you're gonna say.
I mean, I don't know if you guys hate this movie like I do, or maybe you might even like it. I don't know, but I hated 8 Crazy Nights.
Oh,
Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
I think that's actually Adam Sandler's worst movie, even worse than Jack and Jill.
Oh, wow.
It's so annoying. Fingernails scratching at the chalkboard, and the worst Adam Sandler has ever been, with maybe the possible exception of Jack and Jill. But I hated it. F tier easily.
You like all the goofy little songs you come up to it? That's a technical foul, all that stuff. Yeah. But Josh?
Haven't seen it.
Okay.
Didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, yep. I made a movie for all his fellow Jewish people out there. So, Brian?
Yeah, the only Hanukkah movie ever made. For me, the songs are good, and the whole movie F tier.
F, okay. Jacob.
In comparison to what's in the F tier, this is an S tier movie. However, it's still not a good movie. The technical foul song, I'm sure it's kind of fun, but just because I don't think it's on the same level as Titanic, I'll give it a D.
Yeah. Austin.
Yeah, everything has to be done in comparison. You guys didn't watch Titanic, we did, so it makes Eight Crazy Nights look like a masterpiece, of storytelling. But yeah, I've only seen it one time. I worked in the theater when this came out, 2002. I watched it, and even watching it for free, I was annoyed. I felt like I was getting scammed out of money. I thought it's terrible. I know it's got kind of a cult following out there somewhere. Some people like it, but I can't imagine who. I think this movie's pretty awful. But like Jacob said, we're doing it in comparison to what we already have the F tier, and I'm sorry, I can't put it right next to Titanic because that's the worst of the worst. But I'll go like a D minus. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'll just say that when I saw this movie, I went and saw it with my Jewish friend Adam, one of my best friends. He's Jewish, and that actually kind of helped my enjoyment a little bit. I could appreciate a couple things a little bit, but so like I'll be the slightly more generous one. I'll say C tier, but that's about the highest I can go. So yeah.
All right. Well, that brings it up to the D tier. So scoot out of there.
Yeah.
You guys didn't watch Titanic. Go watch
Yeah,
you guys didn't watch Titanic, and you'll have a much more appreciation for any Jordan. Go watch that Titanic movie, and then go watch James Cameron's Titanic movie.
Yeah.
Singing his praises. You'll be over the moon about
because I'm not a Titanic fan of the James Cameron.
I don't need to see.
Yeah.
I need to see the bad Titanic movie to know that James Cameron's movie is great.
Well, they directly rip off scenes from James Cameron's Titanic in that animated movie. By the way, like little plot points and little.
I'm just glad no one was painted like a French girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is anyone the king of the world in that movie?
No, but it's like the opposite. It's like the girl is like the poor chick in third class, and the guy is like the high society guy. It's like a reverse role. And they even have a old lady who has like a locket that's like the same as like the diamond thing that the old lady has. Like it's all the same shit. Like it's terrible. Yeah.
Is it her like telling the story?
Not really, but the movie's kind of told in flashback because it starts with the sinking and then flashes back to them getting on it, and then there's
weird.
and then there's flashbacks within flashbacks within flashbacks.
Huh.
And
So
it's like animals on the Titanic.
Yeah.
So it's like Tiception, like Titaniception.
Yes.
Yeah.
And a rapping dog.
Yeah.
Anyways, Josh is up.
Yeah, Josh, what do you want to nominate?
I want to nominate because this was the other one I was debating between saying. So I'm gonna. Oh man, damn. I'm choosing between a bad one and a really good one. No, I'm gonna go with good. I'm still with the good. Brother Bear, A tier.
Ooh, yes, that's up my alley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another at least once a year. I love Brother Bear. I love its lessons. I love its themes. I'm still working on my video for it. I was doing like a whole video essay for it.
Nice.
But like just the whole relationship between Kenai and Coda, and then the three brothers at the beginning, and just how the story is told. The animation's great. I think it's one of Disney's best post-Renaissance movies. Please don't do a live action remake, Disney. I swear to goodness, I will just leave it be. But I love seeing like the time period that they were in, like 200,000 years ago. It was great. Like I said, the story, the themes. Phil Collins kills the soundtrack as he always does. Joaquin Phoenix actually voices Kenai, so that was actually. It's funny. That was actually my introduction to Joaquin Phoenix. I actually watched before I watched Gladiator.
It wasn't Space Camp.
It was not Space Camp.
No.
It was. Oh man, no.
The kid from the Bernie Mac show that like does the right there. Yeah.
That's this is A tier for me. I love Brother Bear. It's one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah. Well, Brian, what do you think?
Yeah, I rewatched this again. I haven't seen this in a long time, so I watched it again this earlier this year, and I forgot how great the soundtrack was. So great music. With this last Rick Moranis movie, he like voiced it before his big retirement. I would give it A tier as well. I love the animation, love the voice work. So yeah, A tier.
Yeah. Jacob, what do you think for Brother Bear?
Behind the Hunchback of Notre Dame, I think this might be one of the most underrated Disney movies.
Yes.
I think
I can agree. Yeah.
I think the story is really cool. Like, the sort of brotherly relationship that develops. Cool voice cast. The moose. What's the plural for moose? Is it meese?
No, just Moose. Just Moose.
Moosin.
Yeah, it's actually Rick Moranis and Dave Thomas from Strange Brew. That's awesome. So yeah,
Rotten Two.
Moosin.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a Brian Regan bit.
Yeah.
Moosin.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
saw a flock of moosin.
Moose with the
I love that bit from Brian Regan. He is hilarious.
Yeah.
But I'm going to agree with A tier for Brother Bear.
Yeah, I went and saw Brian Regan live about a month ago, and somebody in the crowd just shouted out "Moosin." They just shouted it out from the crowd. It's funny, but Austin, what do you think?
I haven't seen Brother Bear. I got fired from my movie theater job like 2 weeks before this movie came out, and I protested the theater for like a month, so I didn't watch it. So I missed it because before that, with the year I worked there, or a little over a year, I watched like everything that came out like that whole year. So anything from 2002, I've seen it. Even like the Crocodile Hunter movie and fucking shit like that. But, like, I've seen everything.
I forgot that was a thing.
Yeah. So did the world.
Crocodile Hunter collision course.
But I didn't get a chance to see Brother Bear. I haven't seen it. I'll probably get around to it eventually because I do like Rick Moranis, so he's the one selling point for that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So I freaking love Brother Bear. For me, I think that it's hands down the saddest Disney movie because you have that moment where Coda and Kenai, they become like family. They're like brothers because he gets turned into a bear, and so he doesn't know what to do. He's like in this world that like he doesn't really fit into, and then Kenai, they kind of form this bond. But then when Coda actually finds out, like the moment that he finds out that Kenai was the one that actually killed his mom, back when he was a human, and he didn't know that it was his mom, and they played that Phil Collins song, "There's No Way Out of This Dark Place." It's just like, oh, it's just so sad, and you see the look on his face, and like man, like I just want to like start crying every time I even think about that. It's just like it's so sad. I mean, yeah, like just the way that it just plays out, it's just great. Like I think that it works really well. So for me, Brother Bear is actually an S tier. I'm gonna say S.
Hey, I'm not disagreeing there.
Yeah, yeah, it's good stuff. But Steven, what do you think about Brother Bear?
I haven't seen it, and like well, I forget what the other one that I said this about, Surf's Up, maybe. It wouldn't have been on my radar to watch because when it came out, I think it got decent reviews, but I don't think it got like amazing reviews.
I think it's in like the 50s on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, something like that.
That's disrespectful.
Yeah, it deserves better.
Yeah.
I actually like the Phil Collins music from this better than from Tarzan.
It's a
really?
It's a 37.
Yeah,
it's like
I mean,
they're right there. Like,
yeah, like that's close, but
yeah.
It's at a 37 with a 65 audience score.
Man, yeah, that is disrespectful.
They don't watch
But yeah, but
Not good.
where are the votes at?
And S and 3 A's, so it'll be A tier.
In the A tier, like maybe right in the middle.
Probably around upper improvement group, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So we go.
Yeah,
Brian.
I'm going to go with Lilo and Stitch on this one for the S tier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the chemistry between the whole family aspect with Lilo or Nani. Even her chemistry with Stitch as well. To get subbed on with Joe and Peakley, great comedic moments there. Even you get Cole Bubbles there as a big CIA agent who tried to take away Lilo. And it's quite great family aspect, so S tier.
Yeah. Jacob, what do you think for Lilo and Stitch?
Yeah. This is one that I meant to get to because it came up on our show on Saturday. Austin put it on the wheel. And I think I ranked it in the lower half. I can't remember where. But yeah, no, it's good. I like the family dynamic. I like the sort
You
of
had it at number 12, Jacob.
number 12. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Just right outside the top 10.
Yeah, a blind ranking.
Yeah, blind ranking. So a lot of fun. Go check it out. Go check out both of them that we did. But yeah, Lilo and Stitch. Yeah, like I said, it's a fun movie. Yeah, a fun family dynamic. Sister taking care of her sister, because I mean that's something that I don't think you see represented in a lot of animated movies. I can't think of another one outside of Lilo and Stitch off the top of my head.
Frozen.
Frozen.
They're kind of taking care of themselves. Elsa's in a room all day. It's not exactly taking care of anyone. But it's a fun kid and her dog story as well. But man, I don't know. It's just not one that I go back to very often. I'd probably go back to Emperor's New Groove and Brother Bear before I go back to Lilo and Stitch. So I'd probably I'd give this like a high B.
Yeah. Austin.
Yeah, this is one that I might have rewatched had I had enough time. Because again, this came out in 2002, so I saw it in the theater. I liked it for what it was. Of all the movies to remake, why remake this one?
Right, man.
Yeah.
I don't. Because
Let's get the Black Cauldron.
Why are we remaking this?
I'll say this. Stitch is going to be a CGI mess. You just know he is. He's going to be a CGI disaster, bouncing all the screens. It's not going to mesh well with the live action characters.
Absolutely.
This is something that only works in animation. I've said that for years and years and years. If you're going to remake something with human characters like Hunchback.
Atlantis.
No, Atlantis would be all right.
Treasure Planet.
Do some of those that
Black Cauldron.
I'm
the fog.
Yeah, I don't get it. It's going to be weird. It's going to be bad. But yeah, as far as this movie, I thought it was fun for what it was. I remember liking it enough. So I'm kind of in Jacob's territory. I'll go like a B. That was all right.
Well, this time I'm actually with you guys. Yeah, like I don't care about this Lilo and Stitch remake. I don't care about Little Mermaid. I don't care about any of these remakes that they're doing. I'm just over all these Disney remakes. I don't care. Do something more original, like Disney, please. But and also too, I think Lilo and Stitch is fine. Yeah, like it's not really one I ever go back to. Like I saw it once or twice, and like that was enough for me. I don't really need to ever go back to it. I'm not a huge fan, but I don't think that it's bad either. So like I'm right around B territory. I can agree with that. Solid B for me. Steven?
I was between a B and A, but I'll be nice actually and give it an A because I think it's cute and sweet and enjoyable. So yeah, low A.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't hear. What did you say?
I said until you make him angry.
Yeah.
So he's a
Does
gremlin.
have a glitch.
Yeah. Well, Josh, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm gonna go low A. This remake should not be happening. If anything, like I said, and someone else also mentioned Treasure Planet and Atlantis, they should be the remakes. Like that in live action would be epic as oh my god, my eyes would be just like, yeah. I love Lilo and Stitch. I haven't watched it in years though. It was always one that I did go back to quite often when I was younger. So I do have to like give it another watch. I mean, I remember it pretty fondly. I really love this movie. Damn, the more I think about it, I'm like, damn, I really love this. But I would have to go a low A for me.
Yeah. Disney, why are you remaking a movie from 7 years ago, Moana?
What
are we doing?
I'm looking forward to that actually.
Oh, come on, Steven. Wait, that movie's 7 years old. Bro, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
You know, they're also doing Aristocats and Robin Hood too.
Yeah, like those make a little more sense, but I don't care about any Disney live
Remake
action
Prince of the Fog.
Yeah.
I mean,
After the Lion King, I don't want them to.
I don't want them to do anything ever again. They ruined life.
Robin Hood.
Yeah.
with the Robin Hood one, is that they're gonna stick to that being animals to being a?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
they would
Who
have
knows?
to.
I'll say if you're gonna remake a movie
It'll be a
with
disaster,
animals,
no matter
go
how they
the
do it.
Jon Favreau route, please.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
But
So
what are the votes for the
an S, two A's, and three B's. So that's like kind of borderline AB. Maybe where it's at, like maybe lowest of A's right now.
Yeah, the lowest of the A's.
Yeah, something like that. So yeah, Jake.
The lowest.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had to do
Of
it.
course.
I had to get Tim Burton up there,
Uh,
and I think Corpse
Oh.
Bride is amazing. I love the story of this guy trying is this marriage and the guy's nervous or whatever. Can't really say his vows. He goes out to the woods, practices them, puts the ring on what is a corpse bride, and I think the underworld is really cool. I think the music is really cool. I think that, the Tim Burton style really shines through. It's a quick I think 80 minutes at most. I can't
dude,
quite
it's
remember, but
77 minutes.
yeah, something like that. I thought so.
Yeah.
And I think every one of those 77 minutes I enjoy, from the opening song to the end of the movie when happily ever after. Although it's a very dark movie though, so it's kind of weird to say that. I mean dark like in just animation, like it's the colors are very dark. But no, I love this movie. I might be higher on this than most people, and that's okay. But one of the things I like to do on tier ranker is at least just showcase one movie that I really love, and Corpse Bride is that movie. So I'm gonna nominate it for the S tier.
Yeah, sounds good. Austin, what do you
That's
think?
another one I missed when it came out and just haven't got around to. Jacob, I need to. I know it's on HBO Max. Just because at the time I wasn't as high on Nightmare Before Christmas as I've kind of warmed up to that now, so I need to go back and watch stuff like Corpse Bride. But I will get to it eventually, but I just haven't. So I haven't seen.
Yeah. So for me, I probably honestly need to give it another rewatch because I remember watching it once. I've only seen it one time, and one time that I watched it, I was honestly kind of bored. I just couldn't get into it, and I really wanted to because I love other movies where Tim Burton is involved with, like Coraline and Night Before at Christmas, but they're not the ones that he specifically directed. Though I kind of lean more towards those. So it's fine. So I think I got to give it a C for me. So
Whoa.
yeah, but Steven, what do you think?
I haven't seen it since it was in theaters. I wasn't over the moon with it. I mean, it's okay. It's not terrible. It has its moments, some amusing moments. I'll be generous and give it a low B.
Okay. Yeah, Josh, what do you think about Corpse Bride?
Yeah, for 77 minutes it felt like forever. I remember
I felt that way watching that Titanic movie. It's like 55 minutes. It feels like 3 hours.
Yeah, it was like, if it's all right. The only reason I'm gonna say B is because I am not. If it's not Oogie Boogie, I'm not really a Tim Burton fan. And I just feel like, I don't know. I guess his style just doesn't appeal to me as much as it does to others, and that's okay. I remember when I watched Corpse Bride, I didn't say I disliked it. I mean, I liked it. I just wasn't over the moon about it. But it did feel much longer than what the runtime says. So yeah, I'm gonna have to say B for me.
All right.
Yeah, Brian.
Yeah, I enjoyed Corpse Bride. I love the animation style it gave us. Love the music. The score is good. I would give it an S tier for me.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay, so Jacob, we got two S's, two B's, and a C. So, I mean that's
gonna say 2 B's and a C.
I don't know. Two S's.
It's like a
A?
high B, low A.
Yeah, it's
I'm fine with a low A.
It's. I mean, if Simpsons is an A tier for what it has, I mean, I feel like Corpse Bride is at least low
Yeah.
A. Yeah, I mean, it's.
I'll
similar.
take it.
It's similar, so it's similar.
That's fair.
Yeah, we'll see. We might have a lot of contenders for that honorable mention. We'll see.
I feel like once we get that Hail Mary on, because there's a lot of heavy hitters down there still.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Austin, you're up. So
Yeah, I'll just. I mean, I'm kind of standard here, but I'll go one more Pixar. But it's a movie I really, really like, and has really aged very well. And as a horror movie guy, I can dig some of the designs of Monsters Incorporated.
Oh,
Because I think this movie is still damn fine. One of the better sort of buddy movies, I think still of the 2000s, with Sully and I just think the animation's good. I love all the monster designs. Just the premise alone of them running their city, on kids getting scared of monsters in the closet is a lot of fun. I love Steve Buscemi in the movie. I mean, I just think it's a really cool premise. It's a cool concept. This is another one that people had asked for a sequel for years, like Incredibles, and then it's like,
Still
we're gonna do another Monsters thing, and it's a prequel, and everybody was like,
Yeah.
oh, come on, like, what are we doing? Like, get a sequel. But I still think it holds up. I think it works. I even like Monsters University as well, but Monsters Inc. for me. Come on, who doesn't love all the scenes where they're just with Boo and like running around, and Boo's cute as could ever be, and it's great. So yeah,
Kitty. Yeah,
exactly. Screaming all over the place and freaking out, thinking she has germs, and it's just awesome. So the hazmat suit, it's like, so I'll go S tier for Monsters Inc. I really think it works, and it's still again a peak Pixar when they were just killing it like every time. So yeah.
Yeah, like I think Monsters Inc. is great. Yeah, that's one of the best Pixar movies out there. I mean, if we're getting a Toy Story 5, we're already on the 5th one that's going to come out. Like, we can have a sequel to Monsters Inc. still. I feel like we can still get it, and it'll still work. I think that there's a lot of fun with Boo. Like, she's adorable, and Steve Buscemi is he's a great villain. And then the Roz, like Mike Wazowski, like the whole Roz thing, like she's great. Even like playing a game like Kingdom Hearts, I'm a big Kingdom Hearts fan. Like probably my favorite world to play around in is the Monsters Inc. world, because they actually transform your character and then Goofy and Donald Duck into like monster looking guys, so you look like you're a part of that world. And just a lot of fun going through the maze of doors and everything that you could do. So yeah, it's an easy S tier for Monsters Inc. Yeah. Steven.
It's been a while since I've seen it, but I would say it's definitely in the upper echelon of Pixar movies. Probably probably in the top 5. So yeah, I'll go with S.
Yeah, sounds good. Josh, what do you think?
If I were a rich man with $1 million or $2 million, freaking love that.
It's a great song, yeah.
It is a great song. It's phenomenal. Monsters Inc. Yeah, Mr. Waternoose is one of their best villains that they've done. I love that whole dynamic with between the three of them. Boo is great. Goddamn, Randall. Yeah, there's so much. I mean, they were really in their bag as far as creativity. I mean, just the way they developed the whole world and how things worked, and just whatever. If you weren't a very imaginary person and you're very like practical and logical, and you're trying to figure out how things work, they explained it all perfectly, and like there's nothing you could really say about it. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna have to say, I'd have to go S tier with this. I also like Monsters University more than most people.
I rewatched it recently. I think it still works as a college movie. Like, it's still
movie.
I think it works.
It's still fun.
It still works. I don't like it as much as Monsters Inc., but I still think it's a good movie. I still think
Yeah.
it's solid for what they did with it. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah. Also, I'm still waiting for them. Like, in one of the Disney parks used to do some kind of ride. It's like a roller coaster where you're zipping past all the doors and everything. That'd be awesome.
That
would be like a cool ride.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be down for that. But Brian, what do you think?
Yeah, I like Music. I love the opening score with the whole doors and the monsters pumping out. I love the blooper segment. I
Yeah.
put the feedback where it came from also helped me. I
Yeah.
could tell the
Good
perfect
stuff.
chemistry, and I even quite enjoyed the TV series they did the Plus. Actually, it's quite enjoyable.
Oh, I forgot about that.
That
Yeah,
monsters that
they
work.
even
Mhm.
yeah that they did that. But yeah. Well, Jacob, what do you
I'm
think?
sorry, I didn't catch what he said for score though.
Oh, S.
Okay,
Okay.
I didn't
Bad.
catch. I missed Stevens too. I was looking at something else. I apologize. Would you ring it again?
S as well.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool. Jacob.
Yeah, looks like we're gonna get our first clean sweep.
Our very
I'm
first
Ooh,
clean
nice.
sweep.
I'm
Wow. I
also
didn't,
going S. Yeah, and
interesting.
I think everything that's already been said. I'll just echo it. Yeah, I think Monsters Inc. is great.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, our very first clean sweep. We haven't had one yet so far, so that makes it jump right to the top right now. So okay, all right. So Jordan, maybe your final regular pick, and then we'll get into the Hail Mary last chance round. So yeah,
Well, you know I gotta do it. I gotta bring up Hoodwink now. Like I gotta do it before the Hail Mary round, or else no one's gonna go for it. So, but yeah, like I'm just a huge Hoodwink fan because like this movie, like it's not a Disney movie, it's not a DreamWorks or Illumination or like anything. Like just some random independent film company that was able to like pull off a movie with like a huge caliber cast. I mean, you have Patrick Warburton as a big bad wolf. You have Anne Hathaway as a Little Red Riding Hood. Like I really like the music in it. You have Glenn Close playing Granny Puckett. I mean, like even Andy Dick for what he does. Like he plays the White Rabbit. He's actually funny. And then I'm trying to see the voice of the Woodsman too. He's pretty good too. But
Jim Belushi.
Yeah, Jim Belushi. Yeah, so like it's pretty fun cast. Like I really like when he comes like the German guy and he's like mommy, I want a schnitzel, and all the like kids are running after his like schnitzel truck and they're like singing the schnitzel fun for girls and boys and then the like goat also that's like the mountain goat, like I was prepared, and they're doing like the roller coaster thing. Like I just have so much fun with this. I mean like I'm one of the few that will defend the sequel. I know the sequel is widely known as bad, but because they get rid of like almost all the cast on the voice cast and that. But yeah, I think that for me, I think that it can hang with a lot of these for me personally. So I may be in the minority, but we'll see. So I'll say S tier for Hoodwinked. So Steven, what do you think?
I actually do enjoy it, and I think it's underrated. It's clever and funny. I still wouldn't go above a B for it though, because I don't think it's like great or anything.
Yeah. You have Exhibit as the chief grizzly bear guy. That's cool, and even Chaz Palminteri in there. So, but
He was in that?
yeah, he was in it. Yeah. So it's got a huge cast. So,
Wow.
but what do you think, Josh?
I remember seeing this. I had to drag my mother and be like, "Can we please go see Hoodwink? Please." You know, more I think about it after you were describing it, because I haven't watched it in so long. Somebody tell me where it's streaming.
I'm not even sure. I have to look.
If we find that on streaming somewhere, I gotta give that another watch. I'm gonna agree with Steven. Like as much as I liked it, and as funny as it is, like my memory's kicking in for it. There are definitely other movies that I would say easily clear this one. So if anything, I let it float around a B.
Yeah. Now I don't think Hoodwink's streaming anywhere. I don't see it, but the sequel is on Hulu. That's the sequel, but the first one I can't see it anywhere. So
I forgot they even had a sequel for it. I'm like, they made a sequel?
Yeah. but Brian, what do you think?
I agree with B tier. It's not the best, better than the other ones that were in S tier, A tier, so B tier.
Sure, yeah. Jacob, what do you think?
Yeah, it's a cool take on the fairy tales, but it just doesn't do much for me. I got like this, like a C.
Yeah. See, yeah. Austin.
Look, it's a movie that's like trying to do like satire on fairy tales and spoofing and things like that. There's a problem though. There's movies called Shrek and Shrek 2 that already came out that did that better, like way better. And it's a 10-minute premise stretched out to a full-length movie, and it doesn't work. And the
They're
animation,
doing something different though. They're just doing Little Red Riding Hood. That's it.
and then
doing
they're
other
telling the
stuff.
same story 5 times from different perspectives. It gets redundant.
Yeah.
It's like that movie Vantage Point. Like
That's
terrible.
true.
And it's like
Yeah.
terrible. Like, don't you say it, Steven. Don't you say Vantage Point is good. Don't you dare.
I think it falls apart at the end, but I liked it until then.
Yeah, and like I'm sorry, the
I
animation
think it's fun to see it from different viewpoints. It's like
animation
everyone's story.
is clunky and horrible in this movie. Like it's terrible. Like the animation is terrible. Like in this, it's bad. It's like direct to DVD shit you see at the supermarket.
How is it terrible?
It's bad.
Let me see it.
Like
Let me go get
it's
my
like
little
Chopkick
thumbnail
Panda
here.
shit. You know that you see at the dollar bin. I
Now
can't
look in
go
the
above
middle
it.
there. That does not look like bad animation.
That
right
is
there.
compared to
that is
everything.
not
Look at
bad.
everything. Look at the panda right
I don't
next to
think-
it, and tell me that's good. Look at that.
Well, I mean, not going to compare to Kung Fu Panda, no, but
I will. If you're
Yeah.
going to try to put it in the S tier. No, this is a D tier movie. It's not very good.
D,
Yeah.
is that what you're saying?
Yep.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Oh. Leaps and Bounds better than Wally. I mean, come on, give me a break.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Give me
Yeah,
a break.
see, now I move it to C tier.
There's actually something entertaining going on in this movie versus Wally. But anyways. So, where's it?
It's
line
S,
overall?
3B, C, D. I don't know. It's
And an
D
S.
tier, low B. I don't know.
Sure, that's fine. I'm happy that it got that high. So.
All right. So let's move on to our Hail Mary last chance round. I will explain how that
My
works
favorite
really
part.
quick for anybody that doesn't know. So what we're gonna do is I will go around the horn. So everybody, if you need to make a quick little list or take a look at the list, make a couple last minute picks. What I'm gonna be doing is going around and asking anybody to name anything else they think on the list is either S tier or like a very high A. Nothing else. Like nothing like, oh, I want to throw this in C tier or whatever. Just anything that you think on the list is still S or a high A that you'd like to shout out. And then I will be looking for crossovers. So if multiple people say the same movie, then we will put it on the list for an official vote, but we'll do very quick voting once it gets there. So we'll go around and do like a 5 second or less, just a quick, basically letter grade vote and see if anything can make it up there at the last second. So I'll be looking for those crossovers. So even somebody says, whatever, Ice Age, and somebody, you agree with Ice Age, also say it. So I get that crossover and we'll make sure we vote on it. So that's what I'll be looking for. So anything on the list you still think is S or A. There's not really a limit. Maybe try to keep it under 10 or so, just not too many, but we'll still do that. So I'll go up and down the list and get everybody's nominations for that. So I can start at the bottom unless somebody else is ready or somebody needs more time.
Question.
Yeah.
Sorry. So you're saying we just have a list of 10 that we name? Each of us,
you don't even have to have 10. Sometimes I've had like only just a couple. Like you don't have to have up to that, but it's whatever you think on the list is still.
And then
worth
you'll go to
shouting
each.
out.
Okay, then
I'm
you'll
going to go to
each
every
person.
person. I'm going to get all the nominations from each person, and then I will see which ones got shouted out more than once, and then I will put those on the list for the official tier ranking, and then we will go up and down and do quick votes, official votes for that. But I need stuff with crossovers. If somebody just shouts out one movie and nobody else says it, then it's not going to get voted on. So that's how that works. You know what I mean? So if somebody shouts
There's
out
a lot of good ones.
if somebody shouts out, something, I don't know, Planet 51, whatever, and but nobody else does, then like it just gets left down there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking for the crossovers, the multiples.
I stopped at 10 and I'm not happy.
Yeah,
I would say just do that, just so we're not here all night. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's all.
Okay, just to make sure, I don't see it here, so I don't think you guys included it. But is Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within on here?
90s, isn't it? Or is that 2000?
No, it's 2000.
That might be an oversight on my part. I didn't.
Okay.
It's not on. Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
So whatever. The Dead Eyes scared me off of that movie.
Well, I worked at a Hollywood video, and this kid, as a joke, he would play that Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within every single day on our TVs, and every time someone would put a new movie on, he would secretly swap it out while we're not paying attention. every day. It's crazy. But
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
I
Steven,
have.
if you're ready, I'll get you first. Otherwise, if I'm not, I'll go to someone else and come back. That's up to
Yeah, I
you.
think I'm ready.
Okay.
I think I got a decent amount.
Okay. All right. Well, hit me. Just give me like 2 or 3 seconds in between each one so I can write them down. That's all I ask. So yeah. All right. Hit me, Steven.
The Polar Express.
Polar Express. Okay.
Finding Nemo.
Finding Nemo. All right.
Titan AE.
Oh God. All right.
Meet the Robinsons.
Okay.
Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius.
Okay.
Osmosis Jones.
All right. I have the soundtrack. Oddly enough, didn't see the movie.
Shrek.
Okay.
Nobody surprisingly mentioned the first one. So.
Some of them are kind of obvious to where we leave them and then they get voted on in the Hail Mary round. It happens.
Ice Age. And then a couple movies I think I'm probably alone on, but I don't care. I'm going to mention them. Robots and Cars.
Robots and Cars. Okay.
Robots and Cars. Never heard of that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
That'd be a better movie than either one of those are by itself.
All right, Josh, you got a couple you want to shout out, sir? What you got?
The first Ice Age,
Ice Age,
Chicken Run,
Chicken Run,
Treasure Planet, Shrek, TMNT. Movie was fire. Okay. Ratatouille, Over the Hedge, Wallace and Gromit, Curse of the Were-Rabbit,
Okay.
Joseph King of Dreams, and Dinosaur.
Dinosaur. Okay, sounds good.
Oh shoot, Happy Feet was there.
Damn, wow.
No.
All right, Brian.
Sure. I also have Shrek,
Okay.
The Princess and the Frog, the
Okay.
SpongeBob SquarePants movie,
Okay.
Spirited Away.
Spirited Away.
I also have Walter Gromit,
Okay.
Rugrats in Paris,
Congrats.
Find Nemo,
Nemo.
Flushed Away,
Flushed Away.
The First Madagascar,
Okay.
also Meet the Robinsons.
Okay. All right, Jacob. Do your best.
All right. Yeah. Well, luckily some of these have already been mentioned. So, so I have 9. I also have.
I was just on this to go, and I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. Chicken Run. I also have Finding Nemo. Ponyo. Ratatouille. I also have Shrek. And Spirited Away. The Road to El Dorado. Also Wallace and Gromit. And then anytime it's on the list, I will shout it out because I think it's incredible. Waltz with Bashir.
Yeah.
All right.
I almost went with Road to El Dorado, but it just
Me too. Yeah. I really like that one.
It's tough. This decade is stacked.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go. I don't have that many. I'll go Shrek, Treasure Planet, Wallace and Gromit, Ratatouille, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, and Madagascar 2: Escape to Africa. That movie's really damn funny with a lot of really adult like humor in there. That's really damn funny and references to like older movies that a lot of kids won't get. It's way funnier than anybody gives it credit for. And that movie's also the reason we got a Penguin spinoff. So
That's true. It's hilarious.
It's really funny. So yeah. All right, that's all I got.
All right. I know I have a solid 9. I may throw in a bonus one, maybe. I don't know. I might not. We'll see. But so I have the Princess and the Frog. I have Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. I'm surprised nobody brought it up. That movie's hilarious. Bill Hader. 9. Was that on 9?
Why'd you say it like we were in Germany?
Yeah. I don't know. Do I have an accent? I guess. Ratatouille. Say. Yeah. You know what? Extra one. I'll just throw in Monster House.
That's a really good pick.
Good
Yeah,
shout.
that's good. Finding Nemo. Ice Age. Also, third, Spirited Away. And Shrek. And that'll be all.
Okay. All right, so you guys give me about 60 seconds to figure out all these crossovers, write those down. So talk amongst yourselves for about a minute while I compile the list.
I'll just go ahead out. It's game play for me, so I'll just go ahead out for now.
Sure, yeah.
Okay,
Fine.
so I will take anything. Is
All right.
everything you shouted out,
See ya.
Brian, and S vote? Because I'll count that.
Sure, it's S for me.
Okay, gotcha. I'll look at your list and
Yeah.
count those. Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
But
all right.
Well, so like my argument, I watched Spirit Away for the first time. I didn't quite have it as an S tier, but like I really liked it, and I think it'd be interesting to have another anime to go up against like Grave of the Fireflies or whatever one that made it.
Oh, Grave is yeah.
We still got the
Yeah.
90s though, so there's
Yeah, we still got the
there's
90s. There are
contenders
some.
there too.
Yeah, that
But-
is true.
I must say,
Spirited Away.
Barnyard. This is what I'm gonna say about Barnyard, okay? Because they had me for the first. I think once it got to the final fight, because there was something, the fight just got silly and it just took me out of it. But if they had kept that sequence like heavy, and I mean just like, listen, he's there to avenge his father. There's no time for joking around. At this point, I'm just kicking every coyote's ass. If they had went in that direction, then I'm like, okay, y'all could have did that. Because leading up to it, everything was working for me, honestly.
Maybe, but that movie's an F tier for me. I don't like it. I don't think it's good.
I can't see if it's on here, but it wouldn't matter because I don't think it's an A or S tier anyway. But is Beowulf in here?
I didn't see
No,
it
we
in
didn't
here.
count it because it was kind of hybrid, sort of, right? Is that what we said?
Well, I mean, you have A Christmas Carol in here, and that's kind of the same thing that because
Yeah, I guess
that's
so.
what Robert Zemeckis, was doing for, and the Polar Express.
True.
I guess so. Yeah. You can make that
Alright.
right. But
B movie is
No
funnier than
Beowulf.
it gets given credit for. Too.
I was about to just mention the B movie. I actually really I put the B movie in B.
Yeah. See,
B for me too. Yeah.
movie
Yeah.
is a B movie.
we need to get a
I'm
beer,
the,
man.
I'm the same way.
Almost done. I'm just counting Brian's votes as S tier. So before we start,
I'd be interested to see Jerry Seinfeld do some other movie, but like he has FU Seinfeld money, he doesn't have to, but like it'd be fun.
Is he doing another movie?
Maybe is he doing one?
I thought
He's doing whatever he wants.
Yeah.
I thought it
Like,
was
all right.
here he was.
I hope he is.
All right.
Yeah.
all right. I think I'm ready. We've got 11 that had crossover. So, but this goes quick though. This is literally just voting. You're just voting your grade. You let it grade. That's all you're getting. So
Yeah.
so I'll just run them down. The ones that had more than one vote, a couple crossovers. So we'll go quick. Claudia with a chance of meatballs. Steven.
Haven't seen it.
Okay. Josh.
I
Hey,
did get 2 votes. Oh,
Okay.
didn't know
Okay.
that.
Yeah. Jacob.
B.
B. S.
I'm also gonna say S. Yeah.
All right. So, but it's Brian didn't mention that one, so it's 2 S's, A and a B. So it's still
Meeting the A,
high,
right?
Still high-ish
Yeah.
A. All right. So we're gonna have Ratatouille. Steven.
B.
Okay. Josh.
S.
All right. Jacob.
S.
Yeah, I'll also go S. Pixar was fire in the 2000s.
I'll probably say A.
All right, so 3 S's, A, and a B. It's probably borderline S tier, maybe bottom, because it's three is enough to kind of bump it sometimes. We'll see. I don't know. We don't have a lot of S tiers right now, so it's kind of borderline. We'll see.
I'm just pissed because the last time that I went to Disney, I tried to ride the Remy's Ratatouille ride at Epcot right before it closed, and it was down for like maintenance or something, and I couldn't ride it.
Mm.
So I'm pissed.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna go Spirited Away, as mentioned. Steven.
I don't think I've ever seen an anime movie, to be honest.
Oh, really?
Josh.
Hey,
Jacob.
S.
That was one Brian mentioned, so that'll also be an S. I kind of want. I slept through it, so I'll say I haven't seen Jordan in college.
I just watched it for the first time, and I'll say it was an A tier. Just like in those animes, like there's a lot of things happening, and I don't know why they're happening, but I just roll with it. So,
Okay.
so, yeah.
All right.
If anything, they're just beautiful to look at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
All right. Next one will be Wallace and Gromit: Curse of the Were Rabbit. Steven.
I didn't see that one.
Okay. Josh.
S.
All right. Brian also had an S vote, so that'll count. Jacob.
S.
Yeah, I said it. Shout it out too. S.
I totally forgot to nominate that one, so I'm going to say S. Yeah.
Oh, so 5 votes.
Yeah, that
Only
was
5 votes,
great.
but it's a clean sweep as well. So that's pretty high up there.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Pretty
All
high.
right. Okay. We will go Ice Age. Steven.
A.
Hey, Josh.
The first one, S.
All right.
Hands down.
Jacob.
B.
I haven't seen any of the Ice Age movies. Jordan.
I haven't seen
Oh,
any
wow.
of the sequels.
Well,
None of them.
Well, the first one is an S, absolutely. I mean, some of the sequels, not so much, but the first one,
The
S.
first,
Yeah, I'm with you.
absolutely.
All
Yeah.
right. So 2 S's, A, B. It's kind of high A again. We might have a lot of contenders. We'll see. We might have to do some
Yeah.
voting. Let's see what happens. We still got some more movies. We got Finding Nemo, another Pixar, 2000s.
Ooh.
Steven.
Oh, that's an S.
Okay. Josh.
You guys are gonna kill me. A.
Mm.
All right.
Not as
Brian-
bad as I would have thought.
Brian-
I was,
Yeah, yeah.
I was like,
Yeah, that's
Oh my-
what we did.
No, no,
No, because
that's reasonable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Brian voted S on that, so that'll be an S. Jacob.
S.
I rewatched it today. B. It's
Mm.
fine. I'm sorry, I wasn't as into it as some of these other ones.
We're gonna kill Austin, not Josh. No. I'm gonna say S. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so 3 S's, A, B. Kind of like Ratatouille, pretty much the same. We'll
Yeah.
see. Princess and the Frog. Brian gave that one an S. We'll see what everybody else says. Steven.
That's one I wish I had seen because I know how much people love it.
Yeah. Josh.
High A.
Okay. Jacob.
A.
I haven't seen it.
I'm gonna say S.
All right, 2 S's, 2 A's. High A.
I agree with the remake thing that like Brian said, except for I don't know how they're gonna like have the frog in there as like a weird CGI thing.
Yeah, if it looks as good as Sebastian in Little Mermaid, you're in trouble.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, boy, that looks like a night. That's nightmare.
Flounder freaks me out, man. I'm just
Holy
like,
yeah.
whoa, what?
Nightmare fuel in that fucking movie. Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then, by the way, I was texting some people like that movie. The new one's gonna be 2 hours and 15 minutes. Go fuck yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because the live action remake of Charlotte's Web didn't work for me because it was kind of weird seeing all the animals talk, even though I just
Yeah.
love
I actually like that one, the 2006
I'm the
one.
same way.
Yeah, I like that one.
I prefer the animated one. I don't know.
Yeah, the original Little Mermaid gets it done in 82 minutes. How are you gonna make it 2 hours and 15? Come on, get out of here. All right.
They want to expand on the story.
Oh, fuck
It's
off.
probably 3 extra songs.
It's
Be
3
prepared
extra
also.
songs. Apparently, it's 3 extra songs and a Prince Eric backstory. Get ready, guys. All right.
Ursula backstory out. I'm
Yeah.
all in.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So this is a big one that we just kind of saved. Shrek. Steven.
I'll give it an S.
Are we gonna have 2 Shreks in the S?
We
That's
might.
the question.
We might. Josh.
What does Shrek start with? S. Absolutely.
F. Freck.
Yeah. Brian shouted out, so that's an S as well. Jacob.
S.
Yeah. We may vote on which one's better, but eventually, but I'll say S. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll also say S.
Okay.
So-
Actually, it's above 2 automatically because it had a clean
Yeah.
sweep. So
Yeah.
We're gonna have to knock something out of the S tier.
Which I like to. better, but it's just how many votes it got.
I don't know if we will, Jacob, because these last three we'll see. The last three, Meet the Robinsons, which Brian shouted out as one of his. So that's an S. Steven.
S.
Okay, Josh.
C.
All right, Jacob.
B.
Has there ever been movies other than Meet the Parents or Meet the Fockers that was ever good and starts with meat?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's like an automatic like caution red flag for me. Like when you
Yeah.
Meet your
whatever.
maker.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
I love Meet Joe Black.
Okay, there we go. Yeah.
Yeah. Meet Joe Black. There you go. But I haven't seen it, so I can't.
Okay, so there's two S's, B and a C. I don't know. Yeah, Jacob, whatever you want to do. That's probably low A. I don't know.
We'll put it
Low
at the
A,
top.
high B, something like that. Whatever.
Yeah.
Chicken Run had a couple of votes.
A is full. B needs some more.
Yeah.
Steven, Chicken Run.
B.
Josh.
But we can't put anything in A anymore?
No, you can. I
Yeah.
just go to It's.
Oh, give it an A.
A.
Yeah.
All right, Jacob.
I'd go S.
Oh, B.
And I'll also say B.
All right, so S, A, 3 Bs. Probably like a high B.
It's an okay Mel Gibson movie.
And then one last one that had a crossover, Treasure Planet. Steven.
I haven't seen it.
Ever since I've seen it.
Okay. Josh.
Damn. It's just it's the fuck. Okay. I'm gonna say S. I'm just gonna put an asterisk next to it. I really hate that Ben character. Other than that, the movie's gold. Just take Ben out of the movie. I need that
Yeah.
robot. Yeah, he killed me. Yeah.
Jacob.
A.
Yeah, high A plus.
It's been forever since I've seen it. I almost want to say haven't seen, but I have once. So B.
All right, so S, 2 A's and a B. And I believe that's it. That's all the ones that had crossovers. So
9.
not only have
Oh,
one
yeah,
vote,
9.
as far as I can tell.
No, nothing. 9 had 2 votes.
It was me and Jordan.
I
I voted for
remember you
9,
shouting
yeah.
out 9. I didn't write that down.
Oh, that 9 was the first one I said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
It
think he
was
got
the first one
confused, and he's like you were thinking that he nominated 9 movies, but
Oh,
I thought the same thing. I'm like
okay.
like 9. I thought you had 10 movies you were nominating.
Oh, okay. Well, then, all right, 9. Steven.
Haven't seen it.
And Josh.
I think Jake will agree with me. That is an S.
Jacob.
S.
I haven't seen it.
And I would say S. 9 freaking rules.
Oh.
I think it's one you would really like too, Austin, if you saw
No, I
it.
probably would, but I haven't seen it. So I
Yeah.
bought the Blu-ray. I just haven't watched it.
Yeah.
All right, so it's 3 S's, but just 3 votes. But it'll maybe scoot in there.
Wow, we got some voting to do.
Yeah, we got some voting to do, but oddly enough, all those ones in there have at least 3 S votes, and we have we have 12 right now, so we got to do some voting.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got to do some voting here. We got to do some sorting out. Got to look at my papers. So and see what we got going on. So
This will be interesting.
what we will do is we'll kind
Some
of
of these
probably
deserve to
start
be
at
in
the
the championship.
We'll probably start with the bottom and see what gets knocked out of the S tier. So it'll probably be there's nine had 3 S's, but it was all S's, but it slipped in there, kind of like Fantastic Mr. Fox. Also 3, but it was all S's. Those people had seen it. So those will probably be somewhat safe. It'll be between Wall-E, Ratatouille, and Nemo, which 2 get knocked out, unfortunately, out of the Pixar battle there, and which will become honorable mention. So yeah, that's gonna be rough.
Yeah.
All right.
On the one we want to stay.
So yeah, we'll vote on the one you would have stay out of those 3. If you had to pick an S tier out of those 3, the one you would have be saved into the S tier. So, and luckily we have 5 people, so it's not going to be any ties or anything like that.
Yeah.
So we're safe on that. But let me do a little W here, R and FM. Okay. So Steven, which one would you save out of those 3 for S tier?
It's Wall-E, Ratatouille, or Finding Nemo?
Wall-E, Ratatouille,
Yeah,
Finding
Finding
Nemo,
Nemo.
Battle of Pixar. Yep.
Finding Nemo, easily.
Finding Nemo, Josh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's tough.
Ratatouille.
Ratatouille. Jacob.
I hate that I have to choose. Wally.
Yeah, I also go Wally.
And I would go Finding Nemo pretty easy.
Okay, so Ratatouille is going to get bumped out because it only had one vote. So Ratatouille will be our first official honorable mention.
Yeah.
So now we're going to re-vote because we got to break the tie. But luckily we have 5 people, so there's not going to be a tie. So Finding Nemo or Wally, which stays, not which goes, which stays. Finding Nemo or Wally,
Stays.
Steven.
Okay.
Finding Nemo.
Okay, Josh.
Wally.
Jacob.
Wally.
I also go
Want to
Wally.
talk about Wally again? Oh, come on. Finding Nemo is my vote.
Sorry. It's Wally.
We're going to talk about it again in the championship. Ugh.
It may or may not get talked about in the championship, Jordan. You don't know. That's just available.
Well,
Talked about.
it'll probably get talked about, I think.
So those are going to be our 10. Now we'll go ahead and go down and deal with the honorable mentions because we have 2 that automatically get two of the spots because they got bumped out of S. So Finding Nemo and Ratatouille would be 2 honorable mentions.
Yeah.
So we have to pick out of all those other ones which one gets the other slot, the third
Out of all of
slot. Well, I mean, not all of them. I'll narrow it down with some voting. I'll go
Yeah,
anything. I'll go anything that had 2 S's. So what that will be, Jacob, is Emperor's New Groove, Surf's Up, the Simpsons movie, Corpse Bride, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, Spirited Away, Princess and the Frog, Ice Age. But if I'm going strictly on votes, though, I would say ones that didn't have anything below A's as well. Spirited Away had 2 and 2. Princess and the Frog had 2 and 2. Everything else had kind of lower votes, so maybe between those, Jacob, oddly enough, actually. Because
Spirited and Princess and the
Spirited
Frog.
and Spirited and Princess and the Frog. Up, unfortunately, had 1 S, 3 A's, and 2 B's. So it may not be Up, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So we're going to vote between Spirited Away and Princess and the Frog.
Up will not be up there.
Yeah, so we'll vote between those because those are the highest of the votes that didn't have anything in the B or C votes as well. So I'm just going on the voting, just to be fair. So that's why we keep track of all this. So we'll go around the horn. Spirited Away or Princess and the Frog for that honorable mention spot, Steven.
I haven't seen either, but the one that I'd be more interested to see is The Princess and the Frog.
No,
Okay.
it's not.
All right. Okay, Josh.
I really like both movies, but I'm gonna go Princess and the Frog.
Princess and the Frog, Jacob.
Spirited Away.
I haven't seen either. I'm more likely to watch Princess and the Frog.
Well,
Because it's anime, I'm sorry.
That one I believe.
Yeah,
Well-
you can know when I'm telling the truth, Jacob. I'm sorry. I'm much more likely to watch that.
I enjoy a good anime.
I would have gone with Spirited Away, even though I didn't know what was happening half the time. It just looked really cool, though.
Okay.
Like, there's some cool, like, monster things and stuff you might appreciate, Austin. I don't know.
Yeah,
even
no,
though it's
I gotcha.
anime.
No, that's fine. So, anyways, Fantastic Mr. Fox and 9, because they had S's, but they were just 3. So I think those will stay where they are right there. We could vote for order if we have to later. But Kung Fu Panda had 4, 1 and 1. Incredibles, everything from Incredibles up had either 5 and 1 or a clean sweep. So Kung Fu Panda is right where it is, actually. Staying right there. We may have to vote between the 5 and 1s and the clean sweeps. So the 2 clean sweeps. We'll start with that. Will be Monsters Inc. and Shrek. We will have to vote for number 1 on this one. So, what would be your number 1 out of Monsters Inc. or Shrek? So that's what we will go for right now. What's your number 1 out of those 2? And those 2 only, Steven.
Monsters Inc.
Monsters Inc. Josh.
Shrek.
Okay. Jacob.
Shrek.
I'll go Monsters Inc.
And I will also go Monsters Inc. because I like Shrek 2 better.
Same. All right. So it stays right where it is, Jacob. And then we will vote for the other ones. All these other ones, Wallace and Gromit, Shrek 2, Coraline, and Incredibles all had 5 S's and an A. So we will need to kind of put those in some kind of order. So maybe we'll just go and see what happens. with what would be your number 3 out of that grouping right there? So, Steven, what would be your number 3 out of those 4 right there? Wallace and Gromit, Shrek 2, Coraline, Incredibles.
Coraline.
Coraline, okay. Josh.
I'm sorry,
Out of Wallace and Gromit, Shrek 2, Coraline, Incredibles, what would you put at number 3?
Shrek 2, Coraline, and Incredibles. Who would be
And Wallace
number
and Gromit, yeah.
and Wallace and Gromit at number 3.
Yeah, what would you put out of that, like the highest out of that group right there?
God damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of easy.
Incredibles.
Jacob.
Incredibles.
Yeah, I go Incredibles.
Yeah, it's Incredibles.
Okay, Incredibles will get the bump.
It's pretty easy.
Coraline got a vote. Does that count? To get a bump,
I
or do
mean-
we vote again? I don't know.
If we vote again, I'm voting Coraline.
Oh, I mean, well, we can vote again out of this.
Yeah.
What would be next out of that? So we
Yeah, I
cut,
might as well vote again.
we cut Incredibles out. So now we're just going Shrek, Wallace and Gromit, and Coraline for the next highest spot. So Steven, I'm assuming you're sticking with Coraline.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. No, Josh, what would you go highest out of that next 3? Wallace, Shrek 2, Coraline.
Shrek 2.
Shrek 2, Jacob.
Coraline.
I'll go Shrek 2.
Man, this is tough. Probably go Shrek 2.
Okay, so Shrek gets the bump, Jacob, right next to Incredibles. Coraline got the votes, so I think that goes over Wallace, and Wallace goes right there where it is.
I would go Coraline anyways over Wallace.
Yeah, and I think that will pretty much do it for the voting. So there we have it. We've got our 10 and our 3 honorable mentions, but a lot of good movies. I mean, look at that A tier and how full it is. There's a lot of stuff in there, like usual. You know what I mean? So some tough.
This time I'm actually pretty happy with the S tier. Like even Wally, I can be fine with them.
But you realize other people love it, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And,
Yeah.
like to be fair, like I even gave it just an A. I still think it's all right.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, should I kind of break it down one last time for anybody listening, and then we'll wrap this thing up?
Yeah, you can break it.
Yeah,
Break it down for us.
So maybe a surprising little bit, but our number 1 of the evening for the 2000s, Monsters Incorporated from Pixar. Number 2, Shrek. Number 3, The Incredibles. Number 4, Shrek 2. Number 5, Coraline. Number 6, Wallace and Gromit: The Curse of the Were Rabbit. Number 7, Kung Fu Panda. Number 8, Wes Anderson's Fantastic Mr. Fox. Number 9. Yeah, 10. Number 10.
At number
Wall-E. And our 3 honorable mentions tonight: Finding Nemo, Ratatouille, and The Princess and the Frog.
People are going
Alright,
to see
let's
that
go.
and say, we did
When
it on
you mentioned that
purpose.
we were done with the voting, I was like, well, we didn't do Fantastic Mr. Fox and 9.
Well,
Then I
let's
realized
keep it at
9 was at 9.
9,
I was like,
9,
I'm not
9,
saying
9.
anything.
Yeah, it's
just
like
keep
that's
it
fine.
there.
Yeah.
That works out perfectly. I like that. So that's fine.
People are going to say we did that on purpose.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
I went by the
Yeah.
votes, people. I go by the votes, and I got the papers to prove it, people. I
Yeah.
got the votes right here to prove it.
Pleasantly surprised
Yeah.
9 is in the S tier. I'm
Yeah.
happy with that.
Yeah, so that was fun, guys. So we just have the 90s to do, and then we'll be at our championship.
So yeah, those 10 that I just named off will move on to the championship episodes. Everything from Monsters Inc. through Wall-E will be in that championship episode. Those 10. So yeah, there's some bangers in there for the championship. So we'll see which ones survive. Yeah.
I'm both looking forward to that and terrified of that episode. At the same
right.
time.
I know. Yeah,
When
but
is that
the three-
episode anyway?
It'll be in
Around the
about
summertime. Yeah.
2 months. We're gonna have the 90s episode in May, and then June will be the
The
championship.
championship.
So,
Yeah.
we're doing like one a month,
Mhm.
and the 3 honorable mentions they'll be included in our poll over on the Schmodown Friends and Family group tomorrow, or as soon as we can put it up, it'll be the top 10 plus those 3 honorable mentions, so everyone from the community can go cast their votes and let us know what they think of our choices, and
Otherwise,
They
we
think
get
that we-
roasted for leaving out Finding Nemo.
I know, yeah, that was like a huge one. Because I worked at a theater when Finding Dory came out, and like everyone was like, "I grew up with Finding Nemo. I'm so excited for this movie." Everyone was like pumped for it. I think that Finding Nemo is better than Finding Dory personally, but still, like,
Definitely. I think like when I watched it recently, because I did give it a rewatch recently, and I may have just been really tired, but like I just wasn't feeling. I guess it wasn't hitting me as hard as like it did when I was a kid, but
Yeah,
I think I was just really tired. If I watched it again and like fully awake, because I really do enjoy that movie. I love that movie, and it actually was one of the movies that helped establish my love and appreciation and research of different animals all over the world and like the Great Barrier Reef and how they just touched on the sciences and the marine biology. I loved all that stuff. So
when was Finding Nemo released? Because I feel like we were all
2003.
three. Okay, well, we weren't as young as I would have thought, but probably at the theater, I worked with a lot of way younger people. I was kind of older than most people working there, but yeah, because
Well, in 2003,
4.
wow, 2003 is when I probably turned. I turned 21, but at the time of its release, I was probably 20.
yeah, 2003, I was a senior in high school. So, but yeah, but this was a lot of fun though. So we'll just do some plugs,
And we're all dreading
do
the
it.
90s episode because it may not be as much like getting the stuff we want into the S tier. It'll be then ranking that S tier.
Yeah, the ranking.
Ranking it.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. So yeah, that's going to be a rough episode. There's a few movies in there I'm going to rewatch, so that I'm going to watch for the first time. So
I mean,
it should be interesting.
I have my clear number one for that decade, but after that, oh my goodness.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
So
like
Jacob,
I kind of have a clear number one too.
make sure you have that list ready to go because I want to make sure I've seen damn near everything on that list.
It's already ready.
Gotcha. So we can send that out to whoever wants it and have it ready to go. So yeah.
Yeah, but
all right.
But yeah, we'll do some plugs and we'll start with Steven. Where can we find you?
Oh, you can find me all over social media, and I guess the next time I think you guys said that it's going to be a Patreon thing only. Is when
Yeah,
we
yeah.
do the-
Well, we have to because of we'll get copyrighted otherwise. So yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. And
Yeah, we're doing
I think
our.
you said that Sunday. I think you said.
Yes.
Yeah, we're doing an episode of our podcast league. Now we're going to be doing our favorite movie trailers. We each come up with the list of our top like 10 to 15 or so. And we're going to play them because on the Patreon you can actually play them. And when I was going through the list of all the movie trailers, I found like almost near 40 movie trailers that I freaking love. So like I really had to narrow it down and just be pretty picky. So.
I haven't made my list yet. I should get it either tonight. If not tonight, then definitely tomorrow.
Just get it to me by say Friday or Saturday so I can put together the YouTube playlist and I'll be good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I want to put. We're just gonna run it off of mine. I'm gonna put them all in a YouTube playlist and just have them ready to go, and we'll go from there. So that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, I'm gonna cross-reference mine with yours, Austin. I haven't done it yet, but if I'm gonna do that,
Yeah,
probably
maybe you can use some of your alternates if I've already got something that you want to.
Yeah.
Play. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, cool. Well, Josh, where can we find you?
You can find me on my YouTube channel, The Midnight Cinema. You can find me on Twitter at The Outlawed Mime. Find me on Facebook, Jashua Diggins. On Instagram, The Midnight Cinema 41. You can also find me co-hosting over on Multiverse of Geekdom. You can find me in that Facebook group, Benverse, and Multiverse of Geekdom Facebook group. I run the weekly Geekdom shorts over there, so enjoy those. And I would love to come back for those, the May and June
I don't know. I
episode
think
of this. This is fun.
Yeah,
Our
can have me
90s
back for
one
sure.
might be filled up. I'm not sure. Jordan will have to check that, but I don't know about our championship one might still be open. I don't know.
I think if I remember right, I think I put Josh on the 90s one.
Oh, maybe you might be. We'll see. Yeah, he's got a
I'm pretty
list.
sure off the look to double check, but let's see, 90s. I don't, but I'm pretty sure that there's one person that might not show up for that one. So I'll keep you in mind for it. We'll see.
Cool. Just let me know. I definitely would love to because I already have a number one.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
We'll have to look at that because I'm showing the 90s one in June. So I don't know what's going on in May. Maybe we had some scheduling things, but I gotta look at that. So we'll see. We'll make some announcements of when that's going to be. But
we'll keep you in mind for sure. Yeah, if we can squeeze you in, we'll squeeze you in.
Yeah.
Or if not, we'll squeeze you in the championship, and we'll still have the 10 from the 90s in there. You know what I mean? Whatever we come up with, and
For sure.
you know, or for that championship episode. Because we also had, for anybody that doesn't know, we condensed anything before the 90s. We just did one episode of like 89 and before because there's just not that many overall. So we did an episode where we just had everything from 89 and previous, you know. So and we had a 10 from there. So so we've already done. We did 2 episodes of the 2010s because those were pretty stacked as well. So
yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, Jacob, where can we find you?
You can finally find me here, mostly doing the show, doing tournament fights. The Lonely Marks, our wrestling show. We did an episode yesterday where we fantasy booked WrestleMania 40 if we were in charge. So that was a lot of fun. And then Austin and I do a podcast about movies, usually every other Saturday. This past Saturday, we did a blind ranking. And in that blind ranking, we each picked a number, and whatever number or whatever movie we ranked at that number is a movie that we're going to talk about on our next show. So we will be talking about Poltergeist and the Lego movie. And then we decided to spin the wheel of what was left. And we
Got 'em all
landed
done.
on The Incredibles and Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon. So we will be talking about those 4 movies
I've never even heard of that.
in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Recently made my return to Combat Wrestling Trivia, which is currently on a hiatus because Chris Cass is going through some personal things. I don't know what's going on, but much love to you, Chris. Whatever's going on, hope things go good, get good. Whatever's going on, much love. So yeah, that's where you can find me.
All right.
Well, cool. Sounds good. And Austin, where can we find you?
Just mostly on here co-hosting. I don't have a whole lot outside of it right now. Some stuff I pre-taped, but it's not out yet. I'll plug it a little more when it comes out in the next couple weeks. So yeah. Just here doing this. Like I said, we'll do that trailers podcast. That'll be fun. And because I love good movie trailers, and I love movie trailers that use music really well, either a real song or like a trailer song really really well.
Yep.
That's my favorite. So those are mostly gonna be mine.
Yeah. There's some trailers that was rewatching. I was getting chills like for a couple. I'm like, oh, that's so good. Yeah. So yeah. But you can find us on all the social media at Movie Hero 2121 on Twitter and Instagram. You can find me on my personal Instagram is Jordan83616, and then you can find us over in the Schmodown Friends and Family group that we run on Facebook, and we'll have the poll up in roughly a day or two, and you can cast your vote. You can let us know if we got it right, if we left some like big things off of there. Just let us know. But so. We have a Patreon, so if you want to watch our Patreon episode, that'll be going live on Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern time, and we're actually going to have it. Well, actually, no, for this. Well, actually, I'm still deciding because for this one, like usually what we do is we show it live and you can catch it live because I think that's actually probably what I'm going to do because I don't think there's any way they're not going to just like pull it down in the middle of the episode. So we'll have it live on the YouTube channel. But then for this one, I already know we're going to get some copyright stuff. So I'm going to have to immediately pull it down. So if you want to catch the live episode, it will show live on this channel. So there will be a chance to see it for free if you want to. And then it'll move over to the
I'd recommend just doing it on the Patreon because JPO does countdown, and he will sometimes show clips of the trailers, and there's not even any volume, and his streams have been interrupted before.
I've been interrupted like midstream.
Yeah, midstream. Yeah. Yes.
Oh shit. Well then forget that. We'll have it over on the Patreon. Thanks for the heads up.
Yeah. He literally did that. We were doing our animal one and it got hit like midstream and we had to like restart. Yeah, it was so literally if we're playing actual movie trailers and volume, we will get striked immediately. So I would just going on
so just go to the Patreon. You want to watch it for $5 over there. That's the we have it set for over there, and any if you sign up for the Patreon, any all the money that we get from the Patreon, we put right back into this channel because we want to keep bringing you guys bigger and better content. We want to bring you more content. We have a couple shows that we have in the works that I want to get started. So, and that all helps. That eventually, like, I want to start doing more like traveling and like travel vlogs, that kind of stuff. So it all goes towards that. And we also do some giveaways where we give away some one sheet movie posters from my time working in the movie theater. Collected about 100 of them. So I have a lot of those to give away. So, and then also if you subscribe to our channel, that always helps us out a lot, because for every 100 subscribers, we also do a giveaway. So we'll be doing one when we get to 300 subscribers. So we're slowly building to it, but and yeah, we'll announce what our next podcast episode is going to be. We've been doing some different things. We want to do some drafts. We want to do like a big animation draft once this whole animation thing wraps up. So we're going to be doing that also. So we'll announce what it's going to be. So on Sunday after the show. But and a little preview of what we have coming up for tournament fights and tier ranker. This Friday we're going to have a big episode that's going to be Keanu Reeves versus Nick Cage movies for tournament fight versus, and we're going to have Paul Preston, Adam Witt, and Kevin Smets from the Schmodown on there. So that'll be a pretty big episode having those guys on there. So might be a long one because we guys like to talk, but yeah, it'll be fun. We're gonna, yeah, yeah, it'll be a marathon, but and then we're gonna be doing the best movies of 2013 because we've been doing one per month, just doing a year in movies. And it's a ladder series. If you want to know what the ladder series means, just tune into it, because you'll see a couple of movies from some previous decades, and we'll explain why on the episode. So, but and then for my birthday at the end of the month, I'm going to be doing a tier ranker. So I'm going to have a little pre-show for it. We're going to go onto my flickchart.com where I have all the movies I've ever seen ranked and categorized, and I'm just going to hit the rank movies button, and whatever random movies pop up, we're going to go until we get 60 of them. I decided to do 60. So first 60 to pop up are going to be on there, and they could be good movies, they could be bad movies. I've seen a lot of bad movies. They're just any movies that I've seen, so it'll be interesting. But and then we have best movies with punctuation in the title, so that's coming up. We have our best movie teams championship, which are best teams from movies or ensemble cast. So we got that one. And then we also have best movie duos part 2. So we're on part 2 for that one. And then for our Mother's Day episode, we have best movie moms of all time. That one's coming up. And then also we have friend of the show.
Girl.
Yeah. We have friend of the show, Michael Wolfman Wyndham's going to be doing his top 64. So that's coming up. And then I'll throw in one last bonus one. We're going to be doing this thing that I like to call the Movie Hero Random Favorites Tournament, which is going to be, we all submitted our top 128 plus 20 wild cards. I'm going to put them into a wheel. I'm going to spin the wheel 64 times. First 64 movies to pop up will be in a tournament fights. So and it'll be comprised of all of our favorite movies. So it's going to be tough because they're all movies that we all love. So yeah, so that's coming up. So yeah, that's a little preview of what we have coming up. So, but thanks again, guys. It was a lot of fun. I've been looking forward to doing the animated movies of the 2000s. So I'm glad we finally got through that one. So we're almost there, almost at a championship. But yeah, that will do it for us though. So for Steven, for Joshua, for Jacob, for Austin, for Brian Nussbaum, I've been Jordan, the movie hero Anderson, and we will see you next time.